I already claimed the quest, so we're good there. Let me bring up the chat box and we'll get started. I just want to talk about a few things before we jump into the quest, like always. Alright, I can hear me. I think we're good. Alright, hey everyone, it's Rain and we are back with more Genshin Impact. Today we're going to be doing Furina's character quest, which is going to be really, really fun. I've actually really loved Furina's story so far, so I'm really excited to see where it goes. Before that though, I want to run over and I want to fight the Narwhal boss again, because it is a new week and I haven't fought it again yet. I don't think. If I have, then I completely missed it. Like, completely forgot. Sure. Although, one thing I've learned about this boss is, I think you actually need a shield user. It has such a, like, big area of effect. I haven't used a shield user in forever. Especially not Zhongli. Oh my god. It just, like, it hits everywhere all the time. Oh yeah, okay, so I still can fight it. Good to know. That's why I wanted to make sure. I guess I could bring Toma, get the Noblest buff. Anyway, I was supposed to be streaming Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep today. We're going to be doing the secret boss, the Master's Armor. But yeah, that didn't happen. I've been grinding for like a week, and unfortunately, even after that whole week of grinding, I'm still not level 99, even with, what's the move called? Battle pose, victory pose, something like that. It gives you more experience and stuff, and it's a really good grinding method. I have been grinding and leveling a lot faster with it, but I still haven't been able to get to 99, and if I really want to get to 99 before I fight those two bosses, specifically the Master's Armor and Xehanort's Armor, because they are very, very difficult, and I would like to do them both in the same stream, and I don't think I could beat them both otherwise. See what I mean? It just hits everywhere. So annoying. And it's really hard to hit.
Commit to memory.
And yeah, Toma's not the best at shields, but he does give a Noblest buff. I do have him on Noblest. It's actually a really good Noblest user.
Fire it up!
Bro.
Because you don't really need him to do
Illusion
damage or anything like that. You just really want him to...
Don't get too close!
Get it on its next pass around. I'm gonna get Toma's buff up.
Check this out!
Commit to memory. Shine down.
Come on, where you at? This thing is really annoying to hit, but I love the area it's in.
Fire it up!
This is generally a fun fight. I heard a lot of people saying that they didn't like it. It was just another Raiden. Didn't hit as hard, but it was just as annoying with the HP and all that stuff. And I'm like, I guess, I get it. But at the same time, I'm like, I just think the boss is really cool. I love the design of it, which is really not something that Genshin hasn't done in a while. Like, the last couple bosses were fine. I forget the Dendro Dragon exists a lot of the time, unfortunately. It just wasn't the most interesting boss.
Check this out!
And it wasn't hard. Like, at all. Like, I haven't struggled with a weekly boss since Raiden. And now I'm like, finally, there's something new, something to actually
Temple
do.
of Wisdom. Committed to
Something
memory.
to give you a fight.
Fire it up! Supporting fire!
Now you shall perish. Shine down.
Don't get too close!
Hold the line. This may hurt a little. There is no escape. Make yourselves at home. Torrent, I love you.
I've only fought this thing once, by the way. This is 100% why I'm struggling so much. I have no idea what its moves are. I fought it the one time after... right after the quest I fought it for the first time, and I just used Zhongli, and I kind of breezed through it. This is my first time actually, like, really fighting it.
Inazuma shines eternal. Detached.
Damn it. What's up, Galaxy? How are you? Raiden, come back. We need you. This could end very badly without you.
Allow me.
Let's just stay away from him for a minute.
Check this out!
This may hurt a little.
Stowbed jellyfish.
Don't
Okay,
get too
shield.
close.
Raiden, heal. There we go.
Remove all obstacles.
Oh, that was close. Oh my god!
The Temple of Wisdom.
How's everyone doing today, by the way? I didn't even think I asked that yet.
Check this out! Here's backup!
Shine down. Torn to oblivion. There is no escape. Share my knowledge.
Fire it up!
Rest and revamp.
Supporting fire!
Shine down.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to reaction spam.
Committed to memory.
Because I don't have her ult. Because of course it died as soon as I freaking used my Moto no Hitotashi.
Illusion shattered.
Come back!
Check this out!
Next time it comes around, I'm gonna use my ult, and then hopefully that'll finish.
Fire it up!
This may hurt a little.
No! Just stay still for like 2 seconds, so I can do a full rotation on you. Please.
Make yourselves at home. Committed to memory.
Let me do 1 rotation. Thank you.
Now you shall perish.
Last time I did this fight, like the first time I did it with Zhongli and DPS Miko. I did not have to hit it. I just let Miko's turrets do everything. I think that's the only way to do this boss.
Here's backup!
Shine down.
Oh my god. It's so close. Thank you. Jesus. And it's not hard, it's just, it moves so much. So much. The narwhal is a metaphor for a black hole? I guess you could say that, yeah. It does have black holes, like, in its design and stuff like that. Did you know you can get to the boss arena? You can, like, glitch yourself through the water and into the boss arena. I've seen so many people do that. Alright, we are going to be doing Furina's story quest today. I love you, Ayato, but I have you. And even though your sword's great, I have Jade Cutter already, I don't need it. So I think I'm just going to pass on all of the banners this rotation. Because Sino and his weapon aren't great, so... Okay. I'm assuming we're gonna have to meet her somewhere in Fontaine. Nope, did not know that. What? Let's go. Quests. What are these? They changed the color of world quests? I think they did. Interesting. Wait, underwater? The glitch? Oh, yeah. So you can glitch yourself into the rocks, right? Like outside of there's like these pile of rocks, like not in the water, but like outside of it, there's like this cliff face that's near it, where you enter the boss arena, and you can glitch yourself underground, and you end up in this like big open sea. There's like just nothing. It's just like an empty space the developers left in that you can swim around in, and if you go far enough down, you'll just fall through the ground and eventually end up in the imaginary sea. It's very funny. Primordial Sea? I think it's Primordial Sea. I'm getting Honkai Impact 3rd on the brain. I haven't even tried to get the pipe yet. I was gonna do that. I really want the pipe weapon, but oh my god, fishing is so painful. Fishing in this game sucks.
That can't be right.
Playing Honkai Star Rail right now?
What if they're real after all?
Yeah.
No, that can't be.
Greetings, miss. Is there something that's bothering you?
Is it the rain?
No, it's nothing. I'm Della Roche, the representative of the Fontaine Fishing Association. How can I help you? Oh, so you're adventurers. Oh, finally.
I want the pipe,
Someone
but
has
I
heard my
just...
prayers.
Paimon
can't.
could tell you were really bothered by something. Don't worry, you've got two
Fishing for the
super
catch was
experienced
so
adventurers
painful.
right here. We'll take care of anything and everything for you as long as you pay us a little bit of mora.
Oh, you are exactly the helpers I need. See, the problem is that the fish around a fishing spot at Araneus
Whoa,
have
what we
just
doing?
all up
Furina's
and
quest?
vanished recently.
I mentioned on the Discord that I've been grinding all week on Aqua and Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, and I'm still not level 99, and I am not fighting those bosses without being max level. I'm only level 82. It's so painful to grind in Birth by Sleep, you guys don't even know. So I delayed that stream because we missed our Genshin stream yesterday anyway. So we're just gonna wait until I'm level 99 for that. I'm gonna grind this week too, and hopefully we can do it next week. I just couldn't.
They disappeared too quickly for it to have been the work of human anglers. As the representative of the Fishing Association, I had planned to go
Are
and
you not
investigate the area
gonna
right
do
away.
Furina's quest? Is this not Furina's quest?
Right, but unfortunately, as the representative
I clicked the
of
gold
Fishing-
quest.
So you'd like us to investigate the spot for you?
Exactly, you're right on the Mora. So,
Yeah, we're just really experienced in the...
well, I'm glad.
I mean,
don't
the
we
character
just need
quests
to
always start off with
investigate
you
the
talking to
missing
someone
fish?
random. How would I
You
know?
mustn't let your guard down. As the yes.
Okay, is this an
the story
event?
Our parents would tell us.
I'm skipping then.
My father would, even though the tale, and once it find. But what if the fairy tale wasn't? Well, I wouldn't call.
So you mean...
All right.
It's all hearsay. Both the opera. Is it really so?
No, it isn't, I think. Okay.
Marvelous. Then
Then
I'll just mark the strike.
we'll reevaluate what quest we're doing. Oh, okay, that was the event. I didn't even start that yet. My bad. Could have sworn I unlocked her quest. Yeah, I did. There we go. I unlocked it. I don't know why it didn't show up on my thing. Alright, now we're on Furina's quest. My bad, guys.
Hey, Catherine, it's us. Got any
Oh my god, this is our
information?
first time talking to
Specifically
Catherine here,
one with
isn't
the
it?
huge Moor attack, perhaps? Paimon's just being enthusiastic. We're old friends now, she gets it.
It's always a pleasure to see our two most avid adventurers again. Looking for the next challenge, I see. Actually, we do in fact have a rather urgent commission that is still open. Having read the details, however, I don't believe you'd consider it to be lucrative.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. We were just kidding. So what's the situation?
The event quest almost made me cry.
To put it
Really?
The requester is looking for a temporary replacement actress for their musical. The original cast member ran into some
I'm gonna
issues,
pause
and
this
is
speech real
currently
quick.
unable to
The
perform
last
the
event
role.
we did, the poetry one, like with the Leeway and Mondstadt characters, so good. I know I didn't get to stream it all because my PlayStation was being weird. That's why we're on PlayStation 4 right now. But the fact that what are those things called? The teleport markers around the inn make up Zhao's constellation. That's the word. That blew my mind. Literally blew my mind.
But the troupe has also been experiencing some financial difficulties, so unfortunately they cannot afford to pay the replacement actress.
You didn't read any of it?
Sounds like a tricky situation.
The teleporters
So
around the
basically they're
inn
looking for a
make his
volunteer?
constellation. Blew my mind.
That's right. Our adventurers reached
You
out
guys
to
know how much I
many
love Zhao,
actresses,
so
but none of
that
them
was
were
great.
willing to take the job. There are only a few days left until the performance. If they can't find someone in time, they'll probably have to postpone the show. And delays
Are we gonna
tend
get
to create
Furina?
all sorts of new problems.
Are we gonna get Furina to do the
Got it.
performance?
Oh, this one's a doozy. What do you think, Traveler? Any ideas? Even if we took the commission, neither of us have any experience starring in musicals.
Very true.
If you're interested in helping, why not start by having a chat with the requester? He's right over there. Maybe you can't
He's
fill
just
the role
standing there
yourself,
watching Catherine's
but
counter.
you might be able to help me
Yes,
figure out
yes,
another
find me
solution.
actors.
Oh, it's that guy, huh? No wonder. He looks like he just ate a sour lemon. Paimon approves. Let's go.
Dude, look at the guy in the fancy hat. Wait, no, don't. I want to go look at the guy with the fancy
Hello
hat.
there. Are you the guy looking for a new actress?
Do you see him in the background? Look how fancy he looks.
Wait,
He
I
could
know
be
you
a
two.
3-star character.
Are you really willing to act in my musical?
No. No, we're not. Oh, speaking of Genshin, did you guys see the leaked pages of like the 9 characters that are coming soon? I mean, I know like 5 of them were 4 stars, and we've already seen a couple of them. But whoo, there are some really cool characters on there, and one looks exactly like Seely, which I've seen that spreadsheet before, and she like slowly transitioned into Furina. So I always thought it was like very weird that, or I thought it was really weird that we're still getting some version of that, but I'm okay with it.
Wow, sounds like we're pretty famous and fun.
I posted on
already.
Discord.
But to
Or at
answer
least
your
one of them.
question, neither of us have any experience in musicals. But we heard that you're in a bit of a bind, so we figured we could at least try to help you think of a solution.
Ah, I see. It's okay. I knew that asking for a volunteer was a long shot. If we can't find someone to step in, we'll have
Furina.
no choice but to
It's
cancel
gonna
the
be
show.
Furina.
It would be such a shame.
She is very good at acting. She
That's
did
the
it for
thing.
500 years.
We're not some high-profile theater troupe, just a group of amateur
By
enthusiasts.
the way, did you guys get Furina to her final ascension yet? Oh, her voice line when you get her to her final ascension, it literally just like punches you in the heart.
All our sets and props are very crude. We're grateful enough just to get an audience, never mind ticket fees. If we had a way to make this profitable, things might have turned out differently. But now, it looks inevitable that we'll disband.
No, I think what was originally going to happen is Seely was going to be the Hydro Archon, but then they actually like made the story, and so they changed her design, and it changed so much that you couldn't really call her Seely anymore. So they made Seely into a separate character, and we're still getting Seely, and she's not going to be called Seely, but she does look exactly like her.
Disband? You're splitting up the troop?
Slap in the face to Furina, in my opinion. It's like saying, oh, that thing that made you in pain for 500 years? Yeah, do that for us.
Oh.
But it's different.
The Adventurers Guild
It's different. She had to play a role for 500 years.
This is supposed to be our
yes,
final show together
but
as
she
a
had
troupe.
to play in a way. She didn't really have a choice in that.
Show.
This is
that,
she gets to just be
we
goofy
go our
on stage,
separate
and it's
ways.
not end of the world
So we were really hoping
if
to
she
end on a
messes
high
up
note.
or anything like that. Like there was
Nobody
so much
wants
pressure
things
on
to
her
just
before, and if
fizzle
she likes
out.
acting and performing,
Not
which
after
I
all the
kind of think
time
she
and effort
does,
we've invested into it.
kind of just finding out that it's not the end of the world to do so might not actually be that bad for her.
Yeah, the leading lady, in fact. She's been dealing with a chronic illness ever since childhood, and unfortunately, it flared up again recently. It really drains all her energy, so she's in no state to perform.
There are only 4
The show
characters
just
get level
won't be the
90.
same without
Where are
her.
they?
But for everyone else's sake, I still hope we can find a way to hold the performance on schedule.
Got it. We have a clearer picture now. Let's see if we can come up with any ideas.
Who
what
was
if we
everyone's
sponsored the
first
show?
character they got to level
Traveler,
90?
How much more are you carrying?
Please.
Mine was
There's no
Razor.
need to go that far. I wouldn't feel right asking such a huge favor. And I can't promise that we'd ever be able to pay you back.
More isn't the biggest problem.
Good point. If the actress just goes through the motions for the Mora, that's not exactly rescuing the show. We should find someone who will put on the best performance possible. Oh, wait! What about... you know who?
Great minds think alike.
That's how you know we're the best of partners.
Traveler or
She'll
Eula?
have all the free... She's really good at performing, and she was once super
You
popular
have
with
no
the crowd.
idea. You don't remember who your
Musical should
first
be a
character you
piece of
90'd
cake.
was? I
are you
mained
thinking
Razor
of?
for the first like 3 months of the
Sounds like
game,
someone
so I
famous.
knew it was gonna be Razor, and I used him for like the longest time. But then Hu Tao and Xiao came out, and then I started wailing.
Her? You're... That was a joke, right?
No, it wasn't a joke. She's great.
Paimon doesn't actually know if she's performed on stage before, but Paimon's pretty confident that she'd be really good at it.
You're not wrong there. She has actually performed in a number of big-name shows before. They were one of the reasons she was so popular. But even if she's no longer the Hydro Archon, it's not like she's
No
suddenly a
longer.
commoner.
She was never the Hydro Archon.
She's still an idol to many people in Fontaine, including myself. I just think Lady Furina might feel a bit out of place in an amateur troupe like ours.
You want the show to go ahead, don't you?
Well, yes, but... Fair enough.
I don't think
mean,
Furina would care
if
as
she
long as
was
she gets
actually
to
willing
perform.
to, then of course I'd be honored to have Lady Furina star in our show. I'm sure everyone in our troupe has probably dreamt of performing on stage with her one day. Of course, it all depends on whether she's interested.
No point in stressing about that. We'll only know if we ask her. And besides, things are different
Where's
now.
she even
There's
staying
no reason
now?
for her to be all high and mighty anymore.
Let's go. I'll go check and see if she's on.
Thank you for your help. I guess I'll just stay here and wait for the good news. Good.
Wait, where does Furina actually live nowadays? She used to live
Exactly.
in the Palais Mermonia, but she's, moved out, right?
As it happens, I have her current address here. I can provide it to you.
Okay.
Ooh, when did you
That's
get
a little
here?
stalkerish, Catherine. But it would make sense, because if the theory that Catherine was made by the Fatui, the puppet lady, she would know where the Hydro Archon is. That would be, well, she's not the Hydro Archon, but She would know where important figures live. She would gather that information. She would keep it, and she would report it to the Fatui. Suspicious,
I came over when
Catherine.
things were starting to sound more promising.
Suspicious.
I thought I should. It is my duty to support commissioners in any way I can.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
I still think there's going to be one quest way later on when we're in Snezhnaya. We're going to find out that all the Catherines are just spies. And they're going to get rid of them or something, and then all of a sudden there'll be a new person behind the desk.
Oh, now that we've got
Oh,
the
that would
address,
be
we'll
so
go find
funny.
Furina. Back in a jiffy.
Do 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 do. Furina. Is this seriously where she lives? Just a random building?
Did Catherine really give us the right address?
Oh, there she is.
She lives here? Not that there's anything wrong with this place. It's just, a bit of a step down from the Palais Marmonia.
I don't think she would really care, though.
You know, it's common courtesy to make sure the homeowner isn't an earshot when you're denigrating their abode.
She sounds so done.
Okay, when did popping out of thin air become all the rage? First Catherine and now you?
I was just out on a shopping trip. I ran out of macaroni, so I went to grab a few more bags.
She actually kind of sounds exhausted.
I used to have a much wider range of choices when it came to food. But now I'm finding that simple, traditional home cooking can be quite delicious too.
Don't you get sick of macaroni every day?
Not at all. As long as you have different kinds of sauces in, you can have macaroni and tomato sauce one week, macaroni and bolognese the next.
It's really refreshing to not hear her with her mask on. Yeah, true. Like, she's not so screaming energy, upbeat, fake. It's nice. Yeah.
Oh, sounds like you're really struggling to cope.
Paimon! Holy shit! Paimon just called her out. She was just talking about how different ways you could cook macaroni, and Paimon's just like, man, really struggling to cope, aren't ya? Pathetic.
How rude! Questioning my cooking skills. The audacity! It's not like I have a very eventful life these days. Actually, I barely leave the house. So I don't see how it's unusual that my meals are a little simpler now too.
You know what, Furina? You deserve to be lazy. Go right ahead.
Besides, I'm sure I could master dishes like la lettre focilor or blubber profiteroles in no time, if I...
Ah, there it is. You don't know how to cut.
Not yet, maybe, but... Anyway, what are you even doing here? I do hope you didn't come here just to ogle at my fall from grace. Let me first be clear that I'm not taking guests at this time. So if you're just here to clown around, then please be on your way. Shoot!
Sorry, we're sorry.
We're not a cat.
Please don't be mad.
You can't just shoot us. Paimon was just showing concern for your well-being.
Yeah, exactly. What the traveler said. Paimon wasn't trying to make fun of you.
But you were.
In fact, you weren't exactly holding back either.
That's not important.
My help? Well, maybe you're forgetting that I'm no longer the mighty Hydro Archon. I don't even have a vision, you know.
Don't worry, it's nothing that serious. It's just very specific, and you're the one with the power to help.
You're the only person for the job.
Oh? Well, if that's the case, then fine. I'll spare you the lecture about your attitude just now. So tell me, what specifically makes this matter so specific?
She knows how to make cake. That's more than
I
A.
see.
She does not know how to make
I knew
cake.
you couldn't
She
have
knows how
come
to
all
make
this way just to
macaroni.
amuse
We
yourselves
just
at my
talked about
expense.
this. Macaroni and that's it.
After all, I was once the brightest star in all of Fontaine, well versed in all the various performing arts. A mere musical is well within my capabilities.
I was thinking exactly like Galaxy. She knows more about baking than A. True.
But given
Which is
the
very true.
present circumstances, I'm afraid I must regretfully decline your
It's weird that
casting
Venti
request.
can cook if you think about it. I guess not. He would be a traveler, so he would have to know how to. If he wanted to feed himself. Zhongli makes sense. He would be the kind of person just to sit in the kitchen and just learn how to do something because he just likes to learn. But A A has been just sitting and meditating for 500 years, so of course she can't cook. And Farina's been pampered, so she wouldn't know how to either.
How come? It sounds like this would be a breeze for you.
One of her signature dishes is cake? Oh. See, I didn't know that she could cook. I saw a meme going around that she could only cook macaroni.
True, but
I wondered
have
where that
made
came
a
from,
decision
but okay.
To retire from the stage.
I honestly just believed it.
Although I am no longer required to play
They
the
pulled it with
role
A,
of the
why wouldn't they pull it with her?
Hydro Archon, the time I spent inhabiting that character has left an indelible mark on me. Centuries of pretending to be a different person changes you completely. I'm
Fair.
not the same person I once was. Of course, that can't be undone now. It's too late, and I have no intention of reinventing myself all over again.
But you can try and find out who you are now.
But at least I can say that I no longer desire to play any new roles.
So that's how you really feel?
Paimon can understand, but this is just a one-off part to fill in for someone who's sick. Surely that's okay.
She just said she was traumatized by playing a role for 500 years, and you really would just... Shut up, Paimon.
Whether it's
She's
a
not comfortable
one-off
with it,
or not,
don't push her.
It's a boundary that I've committed to no longer cross. If I make an exception to the rule now, I'm just leaving a back door for myself. Which
Yeah, don't be a
would
pushover.
the same as not having a boundary in the first place. So
You know what?
I'm
Good
not
for
going to
Furina.
perform, and that is that.
Okay, guess there's no convincing you. Well, is there anything else we can do to help out the troupe? Otherwise, they'll just have to disband without any fanfare.
You know what? Put me in a wig. We're
Do you know
doing
any
this.
other
Let's go.
actors who might be interested in the role?
Nope.
Short and to the point. Okay.
I've never been great at maintaining relationships. Besides, anyone I've ever worked with probably couldn't wait to get rid of me.
Damn, depression.
Since I'm just an ordinary person now, they'll probably just laugh in my
Soul in a
face
wig,
if I go
yes.
asking
I
them
meant
for help.
Traveler in a wig. But, I mean, I do have like 4 wigs for cosplay, so... It's not like I haven't been in a wig before.
True, but I mean, could you even blame them? I show up out of the blue, begging and groveling for their help with a show they won't even get paid for. Ooh, no way. I'm dying from embarrassment just thinking about it. Nope, not happening.
Eh,
Well, is there anything else we can do?
Have I not made myself clear? You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't want this job, nor do I know of anyone else who would.
Dude, we're just trying to have a conversation. You've lived here for like your entire life. We get that you're getting frustrated with Paimon. It's understandable. But you're like one of our only friends here, so...
Sorry. I didn't mean for that to sound so harsh. I wish I could help, really. But if I thought I had the answer to this problem, I would have said so by now.
It's all right, Furina. Paimon just wanted to make sure we tried everything. Oh,
Let's try to come up with a
everyone in
plan
the
B.
troupe will be so disappointed. Yeah, I guess that's all we
You
can
called her
do
Paimon?
now.
That's because
All right,
Paimon's
then,
her
we'll
name.
see you around, Furina.
Toodaloo to you too. I'm
It's understandable to get upset with Paimon, is what I said.
It's too bad, but we have to respect Furina's decision. Maybe the thought of performing brings up too many painful memories now.
Oh, I misheard. Oh, you're fine. Sorry, dude. She's unwilling to help you at all.
Huh? What's going on? Are they arguing?
That's besides the point. I'll ask you again. Why did you start looking for a replacement without my consent? When did I tell you I'm going to take a step back?
You didn't need to say it. We've known each other for how long now? We know the signs. But you
Oh,
never tell us about your illness, even when it's clearly flaring up.
did you guys get, do you guys remember that chest in Leeway inside the bank that just gave us, like, 50,000 Mora or whatever? Did you guys know there was one in Fontaine, too? But it gives you 190,000 Mora? I flipped when I found it. It's literally right, you know the middle statue of the Seven when you teleport? If you fly down to the right, there's this building off to the side, and right behind it, literally in a crack in the wall. If you weren't flying over, you would never see it. 190,000 Mora.
And that gives you the
Thank
right
you,
to make a
game.
decision on my behalf?
There is another one, yeah. It is so nice. I'll show you guys where it is here in a minute.
Shortly after you left, the troupe's lead actress came to the Adventurers Guild. She believes that she's healthy enough to perform.
Okay.
Excuse me, but can you both take a moment to discuss something
Dude,
else for now?
Furina, how did you
The
appear
adventurer
there?
assigned to your commission has returned.
Did she follow us?
Sorry. I was just dealing with a little misunderstanding. So, how did your conversation with Furina?
Sadly, it's a no from her. We tried to persuade her, but she wasn't having it. She doesn't want to play the role for personal reasons.
I see. Well, circumstances have changed a little, so maybe that's not such bad news after all. You see,
Okay.
our leading lady has just informed me that she's well enough to make it to the show after all.
I mean, you didn't even
Staging
ask
the
her if she was
musical with the
sick.
full original cast was always the dream, of course.
Oh, right. Sounds like everything worked
Furina's
so
just kind
well
of standing over there watching us, though. A little creepy.
then. Yeah, she'd be livid. We'd get the scolding of a lifetime.
Jeez, is Lady Furina really so harsh with people?
Only joking. Calm down. So, guess we can consider this case closed now, huh? Despite the fact that we failed to complete the commission, we were still racking our brains for ideas on the way back here.
Look, there's no point arguing with you about this anymore. You've made yourself very clear, so I'll stop looking for a replacement. This is the last chance we have, though. If your illness flares up again, there won't be time to find anyone to replace you. So, are you absolutely sure you'll be able to handle it? The whole team is putting everything they have into this
I
final
feel like she's
performance.
just...
We have to make sure it goes ahead.
I feel like she's putting too much confidence in... Like, it's a very dumb move to not have an understudy. You know what I mean? Like, especially if she isn't feeling great. Just saying she's fine and she do it anyway. I know it's a big performance for the troupe and whatever, and she wants to be a part of it. But she's risking all of their careers.
Yes, I'm completely confident. I've been taking a new medication from the doctor, and it's working brilliantly.
I bet Soul is curious
I'll
when
definitely
Furina
be
gets her
able to
vision.
tough it out until the performance day.
I am. You told me it was during her quest already, so I'm assuming it's gonna be like right at the end, maybe after a fight or something.
I share
like
everyone's
with the
desire to commemorate
Wanderer.
all our years as a troupe with
Or
a
maybe
proper
she goes
farewell
on stage
show.
anyway
So the last thing I
and does a
want is to be
speech
left
and she
out.
gets one. I don't know. We'll see.
Every one of us thinks of this troupe as their home, myself included.
You're right. I'm sorry. I let myself get too worried about the show. I should have asked for your permission first.
All's well that ends well. Sounds like the show will go on.
Paimon, wait a second.
Sure.
Hey, how did you... I was just passing by because I realized I forgot a couple of items on my shopping list. Alright, I'm coming. No need to drag me.
We were 100% about to like force her to come over and talk.
One and all, I couldn't help but overhear your conversation just now.
Furina? Didn't you say you were gonna take a rest at home? What are you doing here?
I was just
She was
ever
curious.
so slightly concerned about the situation you mentioned. Yes, a teensy bit concerned. That's all.
So Furina's a little bit of a tsundere.
When you came to talk with me earlier, I jumped right to explaining my position and said some strongly worded things. And all before I even had a full grasp of the situation. Anyway, I just feel a bit bad about how it went down. I'm sorry, Paimon.
Don't apologize to her. Paimon was trying to force you to do stuff that you were very uncomfortable with. Paimon's the one at fault here.
Oh, it's totally fine. Paimon didn't take any of that personally.
You really
I would've.
have
I
a
would've
knack for
pulled out
asking
the
most
butterfly net.
uncomfortable questions, don't you? I felt very sheepish, having had a change of heart after flatly refusing you. And then, to make matters worse, you caught me. But in any case, it sounds like the issue has already been resolved.
Yeah. When they said they were gonna ask for your help, I almost had a heart attack. I mean, how could we be worthy of having Lady Furina star in our show?
SM Hunt Path is really good with Welt. That makes sense considering Welt is a really good support for Hunt users because the Hunt Path has that passive that the faster they go, the more damage they do, and Welt slows down enemies, so he's a really good teammate for Hunt characters.
There's no need to think like that. And no need to keep addressing me as lady. Just Furina is fine. I was wondering, if this troop is so important to all of you, why does it have to disband? If the difficulties are purely financial, then there must be a solution. You could put the shows on pause while you look for a sponsor, for instance. Everyone seems so devoted to the troop. I'm sure if you keep chipping away,
Nope,
you'll
DPS
find a way
Welt?
through.
I mean, if it works, it works. I go to Destruction for most things in Simulated Universe, but that's because all three of my DPS characters are Destruction. Blade's Destruction and Bibiter Lunay's Destruction, although he works really well with the Hunt Path too, just because all of those crit buffs, so good. And then of course, Jin Liu, so.
We all want to believe that, but some things are just beyond our control. Everything's been going downhill ever since we lost our director. She was the heart
Jin
and
Liu
soul
is really
of
good
our
with
troop.
Hunt too.
She kept us going.
Her name was O'Reilly, and she was the founder as well as the artistic director of our troupe.
What?
That's actually how I recognized these two. It was all thanks to their efforts that the true culprit was brought to justice. But still, no sentence can bring our director back to us.
She was a loyal fan of your performances, Miss Furina. They were what first inspired her to get into musical theater. She rallied many people around her who were
Am I supposed to know who
destitute or
O'Reilly
had lost
is?
their sense
Because
of
the name
purpose in
sounds
life.
familiar.
And people loved our performances back then. We seemed to be going from strength to strength. Things were
Am
really
I supposed to
looking
know who
up for
O'Reilly
us.
is?
And then disaster struck.
Yeah. After that, the entire troupe fell into disarray. None of us know anything about script writing, let alone how to handle the business side of things. We've been doing the best we can. But despite our efforts, things are slowly but surely falling apart. It's agonizing. But ultimately, we'd rather end things now on our own terms than stick it out to the bitter end and watch all our dreams turn to dust.
Oh.
That's so sad.
What a terrible waste. A gifted artist from humble beginnings.
I bet
who
Furina
achieved
would be an
so much
amazing
and no
writer.
doubt had much more to give. And
Wait,
then
is
her
Farina
life was
actually gonna
so
become the
wholly
screenwriter?
taken.
She lives for she's lived in drama for like 500 years. She'd be so good at it. Wait.
I suppose it's fair to say then that this final show, besides being your farewell to the stage, is also your final gift for her?
Yes, exactly. We all miss her terribly.
Well, good thing I followed the traveler here. After hearing this tragic tale, I can no longer stand by and do nothing.
Furina.
I know what you're thinking, but I by no means plan to cross the boundary I've set for myself. Besides, they're no longer looking for a replacement anyway. I can, however, provide some artistic guidance from the vantage point of a highly experienced audience member. But only if you feel this is something that would help, of course.
Oh, most definitely. We'll take any guidance that.
We unfortunately
She'll
don't
probably
have any
just tell
budget
them when
for a
they need more
consultant.
drama.
Will that be a problem?
I don't need any compensation. All I'd ask in return, if you're willing, is that you tell me some more about the life and work of your late director. Something I've begun to realize since my departure from the Opera Epiclese is that there's a lot you don't see when you observe everything from on high. The law only judges criminal behavior and does not weigh human emotion. The court's verdict can settle the question of criminal liability,
You know, I just realized this whole time, this whole time, the scale sword thing. You know, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's like this angel, and there's this really famous statue of an angel holding scales, but there's also a sword. She also has a sword. They combined it for Genshin, and that's like the flag for Fontaine. It's also the thing that took Foscalor's head off.
what about all the unresolved
Talk about
emotions of the
literally
parties involved?
a
What happens to
giant.
them?
What's the word?
An interesting answer. But if you ask me, I think all emotion shall ultimately return home to the heart and slowly settle with the passage of time. Take, par exemple, how this troupe pines for their late director. Things such as this I have never witnessed before, and so I should like to observe, perchance to understand.
Still a fan of your old dramatic monologue?
I don't know. Oh, like it was staring us in the face this whole time. Like Furina doesn't have a vision in her splash art. She doesn't have any particle effects in the character selection screen like the other Archons have. There were so many clues and so many things that pointed out that she was not the Archon, and I didn't see any of them.
You just want to get back in on the action, don't you?
No. This is a completely
She's also one of the only
different
characters in the
situation.
game that doesn't have a finisher on her string of attacks,
The name's not Swan,
which is
it's
interesting.
Paimon.
Would you be willing to join me? Come on, take a break from adventuring to listen to a story.
Since it's you, I'll do it.
Thank you all so much. Our director was a huge fan of Miss Furina's performances, as of course we all are. Alright, follow me. We'll go to our usual practice space. Please excuse the size. It's a little on the smaller side.
Alright. So before we go over to where they are, I was going to show you guys where that one chest was. It's literally just a free 190,000 Mora, so 200k Mora if you guys want it. Just like the bank in Leeway. So you just teleport here. In this building right down here. Right here. Like, I fell down here by accident and I found this chest. It's right here. It's a luxury chest too. Do 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 do. Ooh, that was laggy for a second. I predicted that she was not the Archon before Fontaine was out, yeah. Do, 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 do. Hopefully it's not laggy still now that I moved. I don't know why it was so laggy for a second. I'm gonna wait to see if Raiden... Okay, yeah, I think we're good. It was just laggy for a sec. Really didn't want to have to lower the quality of the stream. Do... I'm like really close to the screen right now because I'm plugging my controller in. So if it's way louder than usual, I apologize.
Huh? Lady Furina?
What's Lady Furina doing here?
Hello all. Allow me to explain. As of today, Miss Furina will be supporting our production of These two over here are the ones that made it possible. They kindly reached out to Miss Furina on our behalf. I'm sure they need no introduction. You bet! That was the trial of the century!
You helped bring our director's murderer to justice. We can't thank you enough.
So no one cares that Furina pretended to be the Archon for 500 years? Really? Okay.
Oh, please don't mention it. We're just here to join in on the fun.
Everyone seemed really
So,
angry
you
at the
were
trial.
saying
I thought
the
she was gonna have to
little
leave
Oceanic?
Fontaine.
Yeah, that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished script left behind by our director. One of our greatest regrets is that she never got to complete it. So, if we can bring it to the stage and make it a successful show, we can all take some solace in that.
Wait, but if it's not finished, then...
Finding an actress was the least of your problems?
Yeah, we've been battling issues on every front, trying to realize this dream. Anyway, let me give you a quick summary of what the story's all about. The protagonist of the story is a young Oceanid who transforms herself into human form, despite the protests of her family.
So the world quest. Do you guys do the little Oceanit world quest? That was so good. With the underwater, like Atlantis, you had to unflood. Then you went into Wonderland, basically, for the second half of it. Ugh. Such a good quest.
She longed to live just like any other human.
I did all of
And
it?
sure
Yeah,
enough,
it was like one of my
she found
favorites.
friendship and even love.
Such a pretty
Everything
location, too.
seemed perfect. But one day, her true identity was exposed, and her world came crashing down around her.
So far, so good. A classic tale. What happened after that?
That's one of the issues we've been trying to deal with. Unfortunately, this was as far as the director got with her script. We need a proper ending so we can bring this musical to the stage. But
Is this someone's
people have
house?
different opinions.
There's
on
just a
which
bed
direction
over
to
there.
take it in.
We still haven't decided between a happy ending or a true-to-life tragedy.
By true
Part
to
of the
life,
quest?
you mean the director's sudden disappearance?
Yeah, like they say, truth is stranger than fiction. But then there's the question of whether we really want to use the stage to pass our raw pain onto the audience.
Exactly. A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for
Maybe
some
the whole
light
troop sleeps
entertainment.
together. You don't
We
know.
have to consider their emotional stake in this, not just our own.
Well,
And one last
you
thing.
know,
We're still
to each
waiting
their
on
own.
confirmation from two of our main actors.
but that is a tiny bed for that kind of situation.
The first is Paulo, who plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus on writing an ending for the script.
I just thought it was weird that this
Deadline's passed,
looked like
and
a
we still haven't heard from him.
there's a stage and there's all this equipment and stuff. This looked like a practice space, but then there's just someone's bed.
The other is Villemont.
I thought
who
it
plays
was
the main
just
antagonist.
really random.
He took the director's
So either
death pretty
someone
hard.
moved into like
Hasn't
this
set foot in the city
public area where people came to practice and perform, or someone built a stage in their house.
since. He did write to us, promising that he'll be there for the final performance, but we haven't seen or heard from him since. So we're not really sure what to make of that.
Huh. Although, now that we have Miss Furina helping us, maybe we should take the opportunity to get everyone back together.
What opportunity? What do you mean?
Maybe you're unaware, but your name has always been like a rallying cry for us.
Our director was constantly singing your praises. All of us look up to you as a role model.
And the mask goes back
You're
up.
making me all flustered. Although, not in a bad way. I suspect the reason they're dragging their feet is that they have their doubts about whether
Or the
show
bed is a
will
prop?
really go ahead, considering all the issues.
I
we've
don't
been
think it
facing.
is because it's a bed, a dresser, like it looks like someone's living space. All tucked into a corner, all nice and neat, divided by a little like bookshelf or screen or something. And then the rest of the house is just a stage.
But one by one, all the obstacles are being removed. Now is the time to rally the troops.
Makes sense. Okay, priority number 1, let's check in with Paulo and see where he's at with the ending. He went back to Poisson a few days ago. Said that staying in a friend's home might help him to relax and escape the feeling of isolation.
I thought the
Okay.
last thing his friend would want right now would be to take visitors, given that Poisson was flooded not too long ago. But I guess
Yeah,
it's
just
the opposite.
relax in
A
a
friend in need and all that.
disaster zone.
Yeah, maybe you could use some company.
Poisson.
Like half the
Nothing.
population died.
I suppose my presence will be indispensable if we are to restore his faith in the show. So, allons-y. To Poisson!
Alright, let's go. Yeah, this looks like someone's house and that they just built a stage in. They're very dedicated. I don't think they needed to build a stage though. They could have just, I don't know, put a mat down or something. Would that be the equivalent of going on vacation to a place that has been nuked? I don't know. If anywhere was nuked, then there wouldn't be any vacationing there. Ooh, how? I actually kind of want. I don't have Firminate, so I'm actually gonna do this event. But I want the free primos, so we're gonna do this real quick before I forget. I also have never played Kiara because I wasn't playing Genshin when she was released. I took a couple weeks off, so I have no idea what she does.
And step. Get them!
Cascade. Ho, ta, ta, cha. Ta.
I'm going in! You're toast! Your grand finale! And leap!
Kamisato up. Sweep.
Sweep.
Be still.
Everybody stand back! Break a leg! Out the frying pan, into the fire! Hey!
Alright, that was easy. So, I know Kiara turns into like a box and can climb up walls and stuff, but I don't actually know what she does. Because like I said, I took that time off, but I heard she's okay and she has gross feet. That is what I know about Kiara. Oh, that person? Like oh, she does have, she's like cat feet. Is she a shield user? She had like a shield around her. Manuelt is OP. Wish he was playable in Honkai Impact 3rd. Yeah, I guess. I don't have, well, he's like the only character I don't have in Honkai Star Rail. She has two tails. So she has cat feet and cat tails, but she has fake cat ears? Okay. Weird decision. Okay, so she has a shield. Dude, she just attacking them with her claws. Wait, that's kind of great. I thought she turned into like a taxi or something. I could have sworn someone said she turned into a taxi.
Never night from day.
Come on, we can do it. I'll protect us. Say this with a smile.
Oh, she does! It's a hold. That goes for a long time.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
She's not very strong, though. Official is literally doing all the damage. Her skill also makes her run up walls. And she's an Oni. Oh, okay. Like I said, I wasn't playing when she was released. I took like 2-3 weeks off from Genshin, and I missed a 4-star. So that's actually the first time I've ever played her or really seen anything about her. I knew she was in the game, but... Alright, let's get Cynos Primos. And then we'll continue on with the quest. It's just there's so much talking, I wanted to fight something for a minute. And I figured this would be a good little sidebar.
Nowhere to run.
Man, I wish Cyno was better. He's literally one of my favorite characters, and he sucks. That always that makes me so mad. The fact that the game has literally made me wish I did not pull for Cyno.
Your sins weigh upon your soul. Guilty. Stay condemned.
Stand with me.
Lightning, sure.
Let me weave you a verse. Rain outlines it.
Try this on the side.
Judgment is upon us.
Alright. Is there any characters you guys regret pulling for? Like, actively wish you didn't pull for? I have a couple. I can't really say I regret pulling for Ganyu, because I did use her for like the whole first year of Genshin. After I got her, I put her on my Hu Tao team, and she was great. Her EM boost and everything was awesome. But I never used her as a DPS like she's supposed to be used, I guess. She just wasn't that fun. But I do really love Ganyu, so I don't really regret pulling for her. Child, I kind of regret pulling for, mainly because if I'm going to use a Hydro character, it's going to be Ayato. You know, and now Nouvelette. I pulled for Child and never used him, so that was kind of a waste. And Cyno. I hate to say it, but I really wish I never pulled for Cyno. Honestly, no. I think if I didn't have Ayato, I wouldn't regret pulling for Child. I just never used him.
If I remember correctly, this is where he's staying.
Who is it?
It's me. Is the script ready?
You came all the way here for that?
Alright. Forget that for now. Just come on out. We've got some great news.
Nice
Furina's
try.
here.
Look, just give me some time, okay? I'm just wrapping up this last part of the script. I'll be out once I'm done.
He has not
Okay,
started.
Then. Looking forward to your masterpiece.
He has not even started. He gave up.
As expected, he's missed the deadline.
The ending is one of the most important parts of the show. Even once he's done, it isn't final until we've all had the chance to read through and make sure we agree on it.
Someone told me they'd just seen you in Poisson. I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are. And Furina, too.
I was wondering if we might run into her.
So, you're here for Paolo? Looks like he could be a while, so feel free to take a stroll around town in the meantime. I've made all the arrangements already.
Oh,
I wonder
it's
if
okay.
Navia is
We
going
can
to
just
be
leave.
a mono Geo character, or
Thank
she's
you
going to
for
be
being
one
so
of the Geo
considerate, Miss
characters,
Navia. That sounds wonderful. We'll take
like
that
Noelle.
stroll.
That'll work really, really well with Furina. Because if so, I might have to finish building Goro, because I kind of left him on level 80.
Get over here, you! How oblivious are you?
Because I'm definitely
How
pulling for
are
Navia
things in
and her
Poisson
weapon.
now? Any better?
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process. Some people may never recover from the trauma they experienced.
I'm sorry to hear that. I wish there was something I could do.
Never repeat a
Please,
character in multiple
must our
teams.
conversations take such a depressing turn every time we meet? We all have painful memories.
There are just some characters that are
We
so
don't have to let
overpowered,
them
like
cloud
Nahida, that they
everything
can
we
be
do.
worked on and used on
if
almost
you're
any
trying
team.
to make a new start, perhaps it's best if you don't bring up the past all the time.
Thank you for your words of
Bennett and
comfort.
Zhongli too.
You make a very good
Could
point.
put them in any team and they'd work.
But for now, at least, I think I should stay with the way I'm feeling for a while longer.
It's okay. These things take time. Moving on from a painful experience is easier said than done. Which brings me to why I'm here. I thought you should probably know that not everyone here is ready to forgive and forget after the Hydro Archon's inaction in the face of catastrophe. To avoid upsetting the peace, I told the townspeople that everyone here is a member of the theater troupe,
Basically,
and
it's
that
the same
you
team
are
in every
just
team.
an actress
Yeah,
playing the role of
but it also
Furina.
makes it easier
It's not a perfect solution, but hopefully it means you won't have to lie
because then you
low
have to
while
build
you're
multiple characters for the same thing.
That's so thoughtful of you, Navia.
Here. Well, what do you expect? I am the courageous and considerate president of Spina di Rosula, after all, like my father before me. Anyway, that was all. Look after her now.
I kind of do it anyway, though. Like, I have Layla, Toma, and Zhongli built for shields. I have Kokomi, Jean, Bennett built for healers. I have so many DPSs built. So many support and reaction characters built. So I understand what you're saying. I just mean, like, especially if you're not going to be, like, a heavy player, if you're just going to be playing for, like, the fun or the story, and you don't want to build a million characters, going for characters that are just universally good, like Bennett and Zhongli, that's where it's at.
Off we go then. Let's take a look up there. I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest with, so maybe she's right. You're the closest thing to friends that I have.
Everyone's like dead staring at her.
I'm so grateful that Miss Nafia was so understanding.
Dude, if this guy comes
To
at
be
us,
perfectly honest,
I'm gonna kill him.
I didn't know if I was ready to meet her. It's always easiest to just run away from your problems. but that never fixes anything. You can't get around the obstacles without facing them.
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson.
Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared of coming back here. Still, I felt it was something I had to do. As I was saying before, I want to see for myself the things that I never could in the past. I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me. But they're more likely to unleash a tirade of vitriol against me. Which, of course, I completely understand and accept.
I'm sure some people didn't buy Navia's lie.
Yeah, I can tell people are watching me. I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydro Archon as extremely disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the gaze of other people, especially when they had suspicion.
You know what would make a lot of
resentment in
sense?
their eyes.
And would be amazing, and would so many people would buy it if they gave Furina an outfit. Like, think about it. Why would she still dress like this? Right? If she isn't actually the Hydro Archon, why would she stay dressed like this? You know what I mean? Story-wise, it would make sense. And so many people would buy the outfit. Especially if it looked good.
I guess I wasn't quite ready for this after all.
I'm not surprised
We haven't
you're
had an
making
outfit in
yourself
forever.
Go through all of this.
I can't let myself see only the things I want to see. How
Just
would
give
that
her a
make me any
mask?
different from
No!
before?
Look, there seems to be a crowd gathering over there.
Probably time we made a move. How about we check out Spina di Rasula's ship? We should have
I've
a
seen
view of the whole
some
of Poisson
modeled
from there.
outfits of Furina, wedding dress and Furina, winter clothes and stuff. That's cool. I've seen a lot of people just use Honkai Impact 3rd models and stuff like that and bring them over into Genshin and put them on the characters. Like Elf Durandal with Nahita's head with like June's body or something like that to make a Greater Lord Rukkhadevata model. Do, 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 do.
I'm sorry.
I saw
You
Nahida with
probably just
Furina's
wanted a
clothes.
relaxing
Really?
stroll. And here I am dumping all this heavy stuff on you.
We don't mind. It's actually refreshing to see a different side of you.
Great. Well,
Or at least
I
the real
appreciate
you.
your company, so please don't disappear just yet. I don't know whether you can tell, but the years of suffering and loneliness aren't the only reason I have a hard time facing up to who I used to be. As I stand here by the ship, I can't get the images of the rising water out of my mind. One after another, people were taken by the water. All those treasured lives and memories washed out of existence in an instant.
I know she feels guilty, but it's not her fault. She could have never actually done anything. She played her role and she saved the rest of Fontaine. In a way, she did what she could, and she is one of the reasons why Fontaine was saved. I feel like once she finally realizes, like, I don't know. I know getting over guilt and stuff that, you know, she could have never really done anything against. It's like I can't say it's even irrational guilt, because she was trying to find a way to stop it for 500 years. But still.
They thought their god would protect them.
Told you she felt guilty?
They
Yeah, I
had
mean, of course she
absolute
does.
faith that when disaster struck, a divine power would save them from harm. And all the while, I played my part to perfection to convince them that was true. But then the floodwaters finally came, and the Hydro Archon did nothing.
But Hydro Archon wasn't you. The real Hydro Archon did do something eventually.
You shouldn't look at it like that. You were only doing your duty.
Don't be too harsh on yourself.
I've had to go through so many moments like that for the sake of protecting the truth. As time went on, it got harder and harder to bear. Eventually, I realized I had nothing left except the truth. I became terrified of completely failing in my task, and was haunted by the thought of being left all alone, weeping on my throne. Fortunately, we were able to avoid the worst-case scenario thanks to the help of heroic individuals such as yourselves. Everyone rose to their responsibilities, and I finally regained my freedom. But on some level, freedom also means no longer being needed. I have...
Paimon would have never imagined you'd see it that way.
Think of your freedom as your reward.
A reward?
Because now you can finally speak your heart.
I guess so. Back then, I didn't even dare to dream about having someone to confide in. I was scared of someone recognizing me for who I truly was, and exposing the secret I swore to protect. Believe in the Furina you see on stage. She is the one you can trust. I had to keep all my feelings, all my curiosity.
You know what? I just kind of realized.
No one could be allowed to know.
What's Furina's constellation? I never looked.
That's what I really
All the
meant
other Archons are
when I
pictures
said
of
I'm no
themselves.
good at maintaining relationships.
Is hers a picture of herself, or is it a picture of Fosgalore?
So that's where you were coming from. Paimon totally thought you were just a bit of a diva at heart.
Could you please get off my case? I don't know what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. You could at least try to do the same.
What Paimon meant to say is she doesn't like to see you down.
I do. I once had nothing but the truth, and now I'm finally free to live my own life again. And even though I have no idea where I'm going right now, at least the choice is in my hands. All right, it's about time to head back. Paulo should have finished the ending by now.
Sure. Okay, let's head back and check.
So I'm just gonna look at that real quick. Furina. Her constellation. Oh, it is her. Okay, I mean, wasn't expecting. I was honestly expecting it to
I
be.
really did spend a lot recently.
How
10 more
fucked up would it
left.
be if it was
Still,
Fosgalore?
10 more is better than no more.
Like without the hat and the long hair? Oh, that would be a gut punch. Not even the constellation is her own. Which in a way it wouldn't be, because the constellation is their fate, right?
Didn't you say you needed to watch what you eat? You're supposed to be cutting down on fried foods, not wolfing down copious quantities of fish and chips, you know?
Come on. It's not every day we get to dine at Spina di Rosula's expense. Can you believe how generous she is? I'm not about to pass on free food. Anyway,
Alright,
my
I wanna
character
hit him.
doesn't need to be slim and good looking. That's your job.
Are you kidding me right now? It's not your character's health I'm worried about, it's yours. I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me to watch you willingly ruin yours by filling yourself up with junk all the time.
Oh no, looks like they're arguing again.
She into him. She seems to care about him a lot.
Ah, you're back.
She said, could you
We've been enjoying
maybe put your
Spina
differences
Dirosula's
aside for a
VIP
second?
treatment in your
Oh my
stead.
god. I looked... I had to do a double take. I thought Paimon said, could you ladies put your differences aside for a second? And I was like, damn, Paimon! I was about to freaking praise Paimon so hard, but then I actually read the text. Oh, that would have been... not a good burn, but still. Paimon's been so petty and sassy lately.
Great! So you were discussing your characters, right? We heard she's playing the Oceanid who turns into a human girl. What about
Me? I'm an Oceanid too.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane, but he outgrew that role. Well, the costume at least. So now he's playing the boar instead.
Oh my god.
Boar's not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yes?
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines too, like when he imparts some solemn words of wisdom to the little Oceanid. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Oh god, it's a reflection of her.
kind of familiar?
It's the most important line in the whole script. I think it's a symbolic statement about our director's life and legacy. She kept quiet about all the trials and tribulations she faced in running our troupe, allowing us to devote ourselves fully to performing. It was only after she was gone that we
was
realized
thinking
how
the
tough
same
her
thing.
job
I
really
know.
was.
You mentioned earlier that the troupe is like your home.
Yeah. I was born with an incurable illness, and once my family found out it couldn't be treated, they decided they didn't want me anymore. I spent some
Damn!
years taking whatever work I could find and trying to manage my illness with various medicines. But whenever I had a bad flare-up, I'd be lying in an alleyway for days at a time. It was like that until the director found me one day. She told me I had a great voice and asked if I was interested in studying singing from her. She took me under her wing, taught me to both sing and act, helped me find Mora for my meds, took care of me when my condition decided to flare up. I know it was all a huge burden on her.
She sounds like a really incredible person.
Yeah.
She really was. She gave everything she had to her troupe and the people in it. All of us were so proud to call her our director. I was a lost child too when she found me. As the child of a murderer, my parents weren't around when I was little, so I got sent to an orphanage.
Sorry for stopping. She adopts a bunch of kids. Helps them, raises them, creates this very home environment for them. And then she brings them into her troupe and has them perform for her. And I'm assuming she doesn't pay them. Free labor!
The other kids were always picking fights with me. They'd say things like, "Come on, you must be pretty tough if you're the son of a murderer." It was just to taunt me, though. I was an easy target, and they knew it. One day,
Is she Mother
I got beaten up
Teresa?
so bad that I just couldn't take it
I don't
anymore.
know.
So I ran away. I lost all faith in humanity by that point.
Let me guess. Fortunately, the next person you ran into was the director.
Yeah. For the first time in my life,
When I think
was
of
somewhere I felt
Teresa,
safe.
I know you mean like
And
Mother
I
Teresa
promised
from like the
myself
Bible,
I'd
good
stay
whatever.
here until the day the group parted ways.
I think of Terry from Honkai Impact 3rd and her new battle suit, you know, with the chainsaws. So, yeah.
The day you hoped would never come. How times change.
Oh,
Nope,
you're
she did pay
finally
them. It
done?
was a joke.
Get your butt over here. There's someone I need to introduce you to.
It would have been like
This
really
is our
messed up
new
if
artistic
it was
consultant,
true though. Like at the end of the
Miss
quest, you find
Furina.
out, oh, we worked for free because we loved her so much. I'd have been like, excuse me?
Furina? The Furina? Oh my god! How did you manage to wrangle that?
Please, the honor is all mine. I was profoundly moved to hear about your troupe and your wonderful director. I just wanted to do something to help.
Wait, I didn't know Mother Teresa was from the Bible. I don't know if she is.
Same here.
I'm not Catholic.
Even so, this is just... Oh, wow. I'm sorry. Yes, the script, of course. Let me give you a rundown of how the story unfolds in my version of the script.
That could have just been a huge random thought I had as a kid or something and just always kept with that conclusion.
I'm sure you're already familiar with the beginning of the story. A little Oceanid decides she wants to become a human against the wishes of her family. She finds love and friendship in the bustling city. But then, disaster strikes. The people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing. The soil is becoming arid. Plants and flowers are withering, and the people begin to panic. The little Oceanid, Cleo, and her lover decide to do something about it, and investigate the truth of the matter together. In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years has caused the fresh water to flee the land.
I like to point out that the character in the
own.
story looks exactly like him. He just had to self-insert, didn't he? Married the beautiful Oceanid lady.
Consciousness? You mean the water is sentient?
Water as a conscious entity. There's actually quite a few stories that explore this theme.
Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, she immediately understands how the water is feeling. She then tells her lover about her true identity, as well as the truth behind the crisis. Her lover accepts her for who she is, and works with her to find a way to bring the water back. However, unbeknownst to them, there were some people eavesdropping when she revealed her secret. The little Oceanid is accused of being directly responsible for driving the water away, and faces the greatest dilemma of her life.
And then?
In the end, she makes the brave decision to sacrifice herself to save her lover, and the rest of humanity.
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain? Why would she want to save them after that?
Paimon? How many times have we been accused of being the bad guys when we enter a new nation and save them anyways? Do you remember, Leeway? They tried to arrest us just for being there at the... I don't remember what it was called. The ceremony where Ningguang put the crystals in the thing and Zhongli's fake dragon form fell from the sky. I don't remember what the event was called, but you remember that? Yeah, we still saved them anyway.
Well, she
It's called
mainly
just being
wanted
a
to save
good
her lover,
person.
plus everyone who'd stood up for her.
Through her love for her human partner, she was able to find an even greater love, one that extended to all of humanity. Surely the biggest strength of Cleo's character.
There's actually something else that bothers me. You know the protagonist is supposed to represent the director, right? And she never had the chance to become a hero in our world. If we're serious about dedicating this show to her memory, we should make the ending as true to life as possible.
Is there defense we were trying to escape? In their defense, we were trying to escape. Oh, okay, yeah. I guess true.
What about if the little Oceanid is hounded to death by people who hate her, her lover makes sure her secret never gets out, and humanity continues down the path to extinction?
That sounds like too cruel of an ending to me. And perhaps a little irresponsible to present to the audience.
That ending would be a perfect mirror to Director Aureli's death. Both arbitrary and meaningless. On the day when she went missing, Director Aureli had instructed us all, somewhat out of the blue, to leave the court of Fontaine and wait for her outside the city. We waited and waited at the rendezvous point, but she never came. By the time we returned to the city, she disappeared without a trace. We looked for her, The Gardamex looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found. Increasingly, all the signs seemed to point to her being the latest victim in the serial disappearances case.
The director was the kindest soul in the world. Yet she was senselessly sacrificed for the sake of a so-called experiment by someone who had nothing
Kindest
to do
soul
with
in
her
the
at
world. Didn't all the murder victims gang up on the guy and drown him? I know he was a murderer and he deserved it, but if she was kind, wouldn't she, I don't know, want justice to take its course or whatever? I don't know.
But doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that maybe
She kinda
had
murdered a
some
man.
sense of what was about to happen? It almost seems as if she was
Not
moving
defending
you to safety.
him, because, you know, he murdered her first. But still.
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since, but all my efforts so far have turned up nothing. Vilmon might know
There's a
something,
combination
but
of
he
all
won't
of them,
open up
yeah.
to me.
I know. But still.
The one who's playing the role of the villain?
Yeah. He's been overwhelmed by grief. I think the director's death hit him hardest of all.
Grief? Guilt, more like. Also, I have a hard time imagining that anyone took it harder than me. Because, well, speaking of the play being true to life, I was deeply, madly in love.
Again, no duh, you self-inserted you self-inserted yourself into the story, dude. We know.
What? You kept that one quiet.
It's time to be upfront with you all. No more keeping secrets from each other. We'll never be able to agree on the ending if we can't be honest about how we feel. I did tell her how I felt once, but she turned me down pretty much straight away. She said that we were all like brothers and sisters to her, and she'd never considered us as potential romantic partners.
I mean, didn't she basically adopt all three of you? That's a little, no thank you. Just saying.
Not that it came as a shock or anything. It was what I was expecting to hear. So I told her I'd always be there for the troupe, and I'd always be there for her. I said, maybe one day in the future, when everyone's settled into their own lives and on the up and up, and managing the troupe no longer required
We
her
say
constant
no to
attention.
incest.
Well, maybe then
Incest
she could
is
reconsider what she really wanted in her life.
a very
Now,
confusing line, dude.
That
But okay.
Hollow. So if I'm the one writing this ending, then I'm gonna make sure it does right by O'Reilly. I won't let anyone get in the way of that.
In that case, you have to straighten things out with Vilmont once and for all. We've all had our differences of opinion over the ending, but those two have never seen eye to eye on anything. One of them has to compromise if we're ever going to reach a final decision.
Well, if that's where we're at, looks like it's time to go visit Vilmont.
Are you ready to face the truth?
Honestly, I'm slightly terrified. But for the sake of our final performance, I'll do whatever it takes. Funny you should ask, though. You really do get what I'm going through right now.
But you know what I mean?
I certainly
Incest
do.
bad.
Come on, everyone. Allons-y.
I actually didn't know what you meant, because it, at first glance, I thought you said wincest, like it was, you win for incest, and I was like, what are you talking about, Thomas? Then I read it again. Oh, and while we're walking over here, can I talk about FGO released another Thanksgiving banner, even though Thanksgiving was last week. And it was Semiramis and Ryder Mordred, or Summer Mordred. Two of the servants I've been trying to get for years, because they never have banners.
This is
ever.
tough going. Delphi, are you sure you can manage?
And
your
I only had
condition?
enough for 2 10-pulls. And I got so
I could
many
ask you
gold
the same
spins.
question.
I got
Try to
2
keep
Rider Mordreds, some Archer girl I can't remember the name of. I got a bunch of CEs, and then I got a Rainbow Spin Assassin 5-star. And it wasn't Semiramis, because Semiramis is a 5-star assassin. The game trolled me and
Don't
gave
worry.
me Jack the
We should all
Ripper
be fine with the traveler
instead
here.
of
We don't need to take a detour.
the amazing, beautiful, kind of scary, poisonous witch lady Semiramis. I got the lolly that's naked. And I mean naked. Like, her first ascension, she has a tarp on. Not after her first ascension. She has underwear on. That's it. And she acts like a 2-year-old. It's disturbing. She's the one servant I never wanted, and the game gave me her instead of Semiramis. I was so dead inside after that pull. You don't even know.
Wait, why are you all looking at me?
But I got a
You're
couple
not seriously
Summer
expecting me to
Mordreds,
fight,
which
are
was
you?
great.
We're just curious, that's all. I don't think anyone's ever seen Furina in a fight before.
She is, though, and it is creepy. That's what I'm trying to point out. Like, she's an amalgamation of ghosts and dead children, and she looks like a freaking 7-year-old. And they didn't give her clothes. I don't know how to stand by FGO after that decision, but we're just gonna move past it.
Yeah, but don't you remember why? The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her power so it could be converted into indemnitium. Miss Furina said so herself.
Precisely. And I'm not even the Hydro Archon anymore, so all my power is gone anyway. As much as it pains me, unfortunately, I should just stay put. I'm more like a damsel in distress more than anything.
That sounded so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
Kiss lovey.
C'est la vie indeed. Alas, I am forced to watch on helplessly as a more brave and seasoned adventurer than I swoops in to save the day.
Aw, too bad. I was so pumped to feast my eyes on fight mode Furina.
Sorry to leave all the heavy lifting to you.
Don't worry, piece of cake.
Do we get to play as Furina? Is that what they're gonna... No? Really? I mean, I guess she doesn't have a vision in the story yet, so that wouldn't make sense. But, like... usually, during their story quest, we get to play as them a little bit.
Supporting fire!
Rustin, rebuild! The Temple of Wisdom! Grow!
There is no escape! Now you shall perish!
Bravo! Good job!
Also, why is Jack the Ripper a lolly? Because...
Yeah, thank you.
she's not
Anyway, the path is
based
clear
off
now,
of
so onwards and
the
upwards.
actual serial killer Jack the Ripper. She's based off of so during the dark era of whatever, I can't remember exactly, but basically there was this great period of depression where prostitution was an all-time high and there wasn't enough food and money to go around. I think it was during the Great Depression, and basically whenever a woman got pregnant, she couldn't, so they would just throw their kids in the river if anyone ever gave birth, because they weren't allowed to keep them. And in the Fate version of Jack the Ripper, because there was murders and stuff going on, murderers going crazy, theft, everything going mad during that time, the rumor of Jack the Ripper started. And in the Fate lore, all of those babies that were murdered during the Great Depression kind of combined into the murderer. to get revenge for being murdered before they even got a chance to live.
Don't
So
get
they
too
look
close.
like a kid,
Allow me.
even though they're
To memory.
thousands and
shattered.
thousands of baby souls.
I got you covered.
And apparently the reason why they're naked is because, of course they are. They were never taken care of. They don't have clothes. They act like an animal. But I mean, like, come on. I think the game just wanted an excuse to give Lolly no clothes. Okay, I was wondering why I was still climbing without stamina. That was weird.
Vilma, are you there?
Huh?
Why is he in a
you guys.
campsite of all places?
Wait, what's Lady Furina doing here?
I can explain. We've been rounding up the whole troop. We now have...
So, you think knowing the truth about the director's disappearance will help you write an ending to the script that pleases everyone? I care just as much as everyone else about making the Little Oceanid a success. That's why I wanted to wait until after the show. If I open this can of worms now, I just don't want to make things difficult between us. We're supposed to be a unit when we're on stage.
Oop. Okay, Galaxy posted something on the Discord in the Persona chapter.
Guillermo, avoiding the truth will not help anyone. Unless you mean to suggest that Aurelie's death had something to do with you.
I don't want to talk about it.
Listen, Vimo. I used to think that my love for Aurelie was a point of shame. I never brought it up to anyone.
Again, didn't she basically adopt all of you? At least she did with the other two. Like, she took them in, fed them, clothed them, gave her that one chick medicine. I mean, I know she said she sees you guys as, like, siblings or whatever, so you must be around the same age. But that one lady basically called her adopted mom. Like, the fact that you're in love with her at all is a little creepy.
But now, I've made up my mind to put it all on the table. I'm prepared to face everything, to sacrifice everything for
Marvel
the sake of the show.
superheroes.
The little Oceanid
I just saw, like,
cannot
the
be complete unless we
notification
do
come up.
justice to Aurelie on an emotional level.
This is why people think of you as not being the smart one. As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales, but donations from the audience. Of course, that was nowhere near enough. We took on side jobs when we weren't performing, but even then, the troupe's financial situation was pretty dire. So, anyway, one day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered us a huge sponsorship. In return, we just had to provide the audience with their drinks during performances. It seemed like a win-win, so I said yes to it on the spot without consulting the director. It was only when the merchant came to deliver the goods that I realized...
It was, what's that drug called in the, Speed? Guys, what's the drug called? I can't remember, but the drug that's made with the primordial seawater. I don't remember.
The drink in question was synth.
Synth, that's what it's called.
Isn't that the drink
Devil's
peddled by the
lettuce?
culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
I freaked out when I saw the boxes. And I told the director everything right away. She was completely shocked as well. But she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. Instead, she contacted the merchant and stated that the troupe could not agree to this collaboration. The merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word, and threatened to sue us for damages. The amount was astronomical. There was no way we'd be able to pay.
And then?
I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was an issue for the whole troupe, and it wasn't my fault.
It was your fault.
But things only got worse.
You
from
were
there.
not in charge. You do not
The
have
synth
permission
merchant just wouldn't
to
let up.
accept stuff on
And
behalf.
Suddenly, the director told us all to leave the city.
Troop is a
one day.
business.
I knew then that things must have reached a boiling point. I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to say anything. Yeah, I got Aurelie killed. There, I said it. Happy now?
Hey, don't say that.
You traitor!
Oh my god, I knew he was gonna react like
Aurelie was in
this.
danger. Why in God's name didn't you tell us?
He didn't get her killed. The murderer killed her. Oh my god. It's not his fault. He didn't know it was synth until it actually got there. I'm pretty sure anyone would have accepted the deal, because like that would have saved their troop. They just didn't know it was drugs.
What do you mean? You were afraid? This was a life and death situation. We could have saved her! How could you be so stupid?
Please, try not to get too worked up.
Are those two related? They both have blonde hair and the exact same eyes. They're also dressed almost identical. No, identical. Just one's in red and black and the other one's in blue and white. Are they actually like brothers or something?
Yeah, listen to him. You need to stay calm.
Stay calm? How can I stay calm? This guy got Aurelie murdered! And he has the gall to try and high-road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake of the show! How about taking some responsibility for what he's done?
All I can say is I'm sorry. Truly. I wanted to apologize to everyone in the troupe, but that won't bring back the
Is it
director.
just me or is
What
Vilmont
good
gives
is my
like
apology now?
generic protagonist energy?
I'm just a coward who made an
He has
awful,
just enough
terrible
detail
mistake that I
so he
can
doesn't feel like an
never
NPC,
take back.
but not enough
Beat
to
me
be
up
an
if you
actual
want.
character.
Kill me if you prefer. It's what I deserve. End my life. So I can meet the director and apologize to her in person.
Get out of my sight! Go! Get lost! I don't ever want to see your face again!
That's enough! You've screamed and shouted at each other for long enough. Now pipe down, both of you! Can you stop conflating the show on stage with your real-life relationships in the troupe? You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute to your director and celebrate her life. How can you do that if you're just using it as an excuse to vent your own emotions?
You're right.
I'm sorry.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. And you're all used to seeing
I
the
love
director
Furina and I
as the
love
heart
seeing
of
like
the
more of her
troupe.
character and all.
But in her own life,
But is it just me
her
or is this
greatest
quest kind of
desire wasn't to be the center of attention. I can tell how
not
much she
super
loved
interesting.
you all, and how much she loved the troupe. What she wanted was
they're
to build
just
a
talking
warm
about a
home
dead
for
girl and
all
putting
of
on
her
a
brothers
show.
and sisters, to shield you all
been
from
an
the
hour and a
storms
half
that
of
rage
this.
in the world outside. That's how you should remember her, and that's what you should be celebrating.
It kind of gives me Raiden's first quest vibes, where you just kind of walked around the town with her, which, you know, is fine if it's just a chill quest. But, I don't know.
I understand why you're trying to make her the hero of the story, but isn't she your hero
I
already?
don't know, I was hoping for something
After
really
everything she
cool
did
to
for you.
happen, I guess.
Yeah.
Or at least something a little more interesting.
So think hard about what that means. And then think again about what you hope to achieve by arguing with
It
each
doesn't get me
other.
wrong, we're getting a lot of good Furina moments.
If you really hate each other,
But half the time she's
and
not even
can't
talking.
reconcile your differences,
They're just
then you could just call
talking
it
about the
quits
dead
now.
girl. We're learning more
Why
about the
bother
dead
with
girl
the
than
final
Furina.
performance if the group is already fractured. But you can't bring yourself to do that, can you? You care too much about Director Aurelie and the home she built you all to let go. What are you laughing at? I don't see what's so funny.
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's just that, for a moment there, it felt like our director was back with us again. If she'd seen Paulo and Vilmont at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them exactly like you did, in that same stern voice.
Really? But she sounded like such a gentle person.
Of course she was. Even her harshest lectures came from a place of kindness, and it showed. She really was a truly outstanding person.
What you said, it really puts everything into perspective.
I'm truly sorry. I really meant for this to be a genuine apology, but I ended up making it all about me and my self-pity.
It's all right. Let's save all this for after the performance.
So, the ending. What are we gonna do about it?
Clearly, everyone needs to take a step back for now and reflect on what really matters. When emotions are running high, things get lost in the fray. The end of the story needs to focus back on Aurelie herself. She's the true star of the show.
It might actually be possible to find out more about her fate.
What do you mean?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that underwater synth base and recovered items belonging to the victims. If you could find anything that Aurelie left behind, perhaps we can get a better sense of what she went through in her final days.
You really think that's possible?
I
Maybe.
trust that nobody would object to the ending of the story being based on Aurelie's true feelings.
No.
Well, we'll leave this in your capable hands.
Come, let's pay a visit to the Palais Mermonia. The rest of you, head back to the rehearsal location for now, and wait for our good news.
Cool. Murder mystery vibes. Oh yeah, I got my new camera in the mail today, guys. So, I'm gonna set it up after this stream, and I've been waiting so long to do this. I've been making like a little playlist of Zenless Zone Zero stuff I want to be reacting to. I'm gonna have a big reaction video, and I want to hopefully get it up by tomorrow. But I also want to react to Jaden Animation's I played Genshin for the first time. And I really want to watch a couple other things that I've been waiting to do reactions until I had a camera again for. So I can finally actually start making videos again. Only took like 2 weeks to get here after I ordered it, but... Yay. I don't even know what was wrong with my old one. It seems fine. When I plugged it in, all my systems like said it was connected, it was fine, the sound was good, the picture was good. But every time I went to record, it just wouldn't. It just like, it would give me like this like, what's that one screen called with all the colors and like the off-air screen or whatever, like it wouldn't actually record or something. Like it would record like the sound, but not the picture.
That case has been closed for quite a while now.
I just got a new one.
Still, since you were the ones who discovered and submitted the evidence in
I
the
spent
first
$300
place,
on this
you
one, so
don't
it better
actually have to
freaking work.
submit an application. Okay, please hold on. I'll have someone dig them out.
So, this is all Aurelie left behind. Just whatever she was carrying on her person and this tattered old notebook.
Hey! It's full
What
of
does
script
the
lines.
camera identify
And
as?
sketches too!
It.
Looks like they show where the different props should be placed on stage.
Let me take a look. Maybe there's something in here from after she was kidnapped. Aha! I found something. To whoever discovers this diary. Let's see. Looks... I guess Aurelie must have written all of this down in the hope that her records would one day be of use to investigators.
Is the stream good, guys?
Wait. It cuts off. Her handwriting here gets patchier and more illegible by the line. She probably didn't have much strength left. Her final words
I think we
are...
lagged for a second there, but I think we're good now.
I'll let you read them for yourselves.
Stream lag for some reason? Yeah, but it seems okay now. We had a little problem earlier too. Like I said, I'm on the PS4, so I'm not on my PS5. So I'm assuming lag's just gonna happen sometimes.
She was so terrified.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop, but at the end of the day, she was only human.
Only human, after all.
I can't bear to think how painful and lonely her final days must have been. Wait. This part on the last page sounds strangely familiar.
I'm the older sister of them. I love them.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this still what you want?
Isn't that the most important line in the Little Oceanid?
Because I am an older sister to them.
Oh.
So she didn't regret her decision. Even as she sat in silence, waiting for death to come. I'm sure this is what the troop would have hoped to hear as well. She had their utmost trust, admiration, and love.
It's a bit on the nose, don't you think?
And she truly deserved it. Let's go. It's time for them to learn Director O'Reilly's final thoughts.
What team is everyone using for Furina? I know I've talked about it briefly on my last stream, but my Nouvelette's not like completely built, but I am planning on using Nouvelette, Furina, Jean, and Fischl, or Miko. I haven't even tried with Miko yet, but I think I'm gonna go Fischl. I might go EM Fischl, just for more reactions. Basically what I'm doing, because both Nouvelette and Furina are in the same artifact domain, what I'm going to be doing is I'm just trying to get them both 90, and I'm trying to get their talents up, and then after that I'll probably grind for their artifacts and stuff. But I actually think I'm going to 10 Furina's ult. I think I'm going to 9 her skill, but I think I'm actually going to crown her ult. Which I don't do often, as you guys know. Raiden has 2 of her skills crowned, Wanderer has all 3 of his skills crowned, and Zhao has his skills crowned. Like, those are the only characters I think I have crowned. I have so many crowns just sitting on the sidelines. My team is Alhaitham, Nilou, Furina, and Baizu. That's cool. Oh no, Alhaitham carry, yeah. Is there enough Hydro? Well, I guess you would be with Nilou's ult. Never mind, yeah. Furina's reaction can be really weird.
She deserves a hero's farewell.
Because all of her
That's the only way
creatures
to
have
convey
different
to the audience the courage and selflessness that she showed
reaction
in the
timers.
face of death. Then it's a meaningful way to end the story.
Even in the last moments of her life, she was still leaving a trail for others to follow.
She did her best to protect as many people as possible, even if it meant sacrificing herself. We know what choice our little Oceanid would have made now. I don't think any more discussion is necessary.
Very dangerous team, though.
Well,
Since
Vilmon,
you get hit by
if we
enemies,
put the past aside for now,
Dendro
do you
bombs,
think you can
and
bring yourself
Furina's
to go
HP
ahead with the
absorption on
show?
her.
I will channel all my
Well,
regret and put it into my
Baizu's a healer.
performance to
Furina
make
can
this a show
heal.
worthy of our director.
So if you have Baizu on a weapon that passively heals, like Prototype Amber, with his healing skills and stuff, that's good. And then Furina can also heal, if you need her to. I mean, I think it's actually a more safe team than half the ones I use. So in all honesty,
I won't ask for your forgiveness, and you don't need to worry about my feelings.
I do have prototype on him.
This final
yeah,
farewell
and that would be
show should
really,
about
really good
Director
with
Arena
Furina because
and her alone.
for how Furina's alt works is you need certain things to happen to get a stack, and healing gives a lot of stacks. Healing is one of the requirements, so if you take damage and heal constantly, that'll get her ultimate stacks up really, really, really fast. It's like one of the most, like, it's the fastest, one of the fastest ways to do it.
Then it seems like we've reached a consensus. I have a feeling that this will turn out to be the most mesmerizing performance of your lives.
Really? How can you be so sure when you've never even seen them perform before?
Yeah, they could suck.
Don't
We don't know how good they
underestimate
are.
my experience. After watching a countless number of musicals, I've learned one important thing. If you want to move the audience with your music, you must fully commit and immerse yourself in your role, pouring all your emotion into your performance.
It's now 80 crit, 200 crit damage. What's his attack? If his attack isn't at least over 2k, then is crit gonna really matter?
And aren't human emotions, love, hate, regret, and hope, just the most I don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing this story to life on the stage than they are now.
Thank you for the vote of confidence, Miss Furina.
Although,
And thank you for supporting us through all
I think
this.
the bombs scale off a crit, don't they? So,
Then, let's not delay things any longer. We need to discuss the details of the ending and get it nailed down once and for all.
Actually, before that, I'd like to make a proposal.
about 18? Oh, that's not bad. And then with crits, yeah. I mean, that would mean his ult would do around, what? 60k if you get a full crit? And that's not even like the source of his damage. Like, source of his damage is what? It's his blades. So, honestly, yeah, that sounds like a really cracked out Aetham. Especially if he has a little EM to do some bomb reactions.
During the curtain call, please allow me to use the director's name
I wouldn't give him a
instead of my
lot,
own.
but, well, he kind of scales off EM. Aethem's a really weird one to build, and that's why I hate dual. That's why I really don't like dual scaling characters, because if you want his bombs and reactions to do damage, you need EM. He also scales off EM, so Iron Sting is one of his best weapons. But you also need attack so he can crit, because EM doesn't use crit. And I'm just like, oh man. That's why I have such a hard time building Ayato and Alhaitham, because they both need very different requirements from what a DPS usually needs. Dual type characters suck.
Huh? But then...
To boost his EM, yeah. I've seen people with about... Like, I don't even understand how people get like 600 EM, have 2k attack, and get the crit they need. You would have to have like perfect artifacts for that, and that's just scary. My Alhaitham has like, I think it's like 300 and something EM, and then with Nahida it goes up to like 500. And his crit is like 50, 180 with 2k attack. Like, he's fine, but he's not good.
After all,
Like,
this
if I didn't
role
have
was
Nahida on that
originally
team,
meant
he
to be
would not
played by the
work.
director. I'm just filling in for her. Besides, a role commemorating her life should be associated with her name.
Well, if you're sure you're okay with that, I have no objection to it.
Now we're talking like a serious acting troupe. All right, I'll leave you to fine-tune your musical while I go and procure a stage.
Procure a stage?
Oh, it's okay. Our usual place doesn't need a reservation.
That place? Oh, don't be silly. For an extraordinary show, we need an extraordinary stage. By which I, of course, mean the Opera Epiclese.
Whoa, wait, what?
No. That's never going to work. It's far too fancy for the likes of us.
What
Nah,
are
you got
afraid
this.
of? Surely you don't think that Aurelie's story is unworthy of the grandest stage in Fontaine.
No, though that's not what I meant.
It is supposed to be your grand finale, right?
Believe in yourselves.
I have no problem with it then. How about the rest of you? I'll take your silence as a yes.
We don't even have
Thank you for
Baizu
giving
past
us this
60.
opportunity. It really is a dream
That
come
gives
true.
him more HP, more Dendro Bombs. Plus Nilu's buff. Gives OP bombs. You know, if you're really just going for bomb damage, and you're worried about HP, Kaveh could be a good damage driver for that team. Because if you have enough energy recharge on Kaveh, you have Baizu on the team already, he'd get his ult up really fast and just... Ult spam Baizu is way better than people give him credit for. Especially on Nilou teams.
Well, then don't disappoint me. If you mess this up, it'll reflect poorly on me too. Come on. We'll need to get the go-ahead from Nerilette. I know just where to find him.
It wouldn't be as much damage as Alhaitham, of course. Like, Alhaitham is kind of insane if you can build him right. He's just kind of hard to balance. But if you're going for pure reactions and you're worried about dying, Kaveh would be a safer choice. Because he can't be hit by bombs. Does anyone ever actually use the elevator? I feel like just teleporting would be faster. Yeah, especially if I'm going up. I guess it's more preference. I just like any excuse to use Kaveh.
Hey, look at that. Looks like I guessed right.
You were just guessing?
I knew you'd be here.
I'm here merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss Furina. And you too, Traveler in Paimon. What might I assist you with today?
I would like to book the Opera Epiclese for an event. You see...
I understand. The process for booking the Opera Epiclese is complex and can be somewhat cumbersome. But given that the request is coming from the three of you, I see no reason to make things unduly difficult. The story of the little Oceanid is most fascinating. I'm looking forward to seeing it performed on stage.
You're gonna
I will
come!
say, however, that I am surprised to see your passion for the performing arts rekindled after all that has happened.
Huh? What do you mean? Do I look excited?
Yes. And this is
I
the
bet
first time that I've seen
Nouvellette
you
is
like
so
this
glad.
since your departure from deityhood.
On the inside.
At first, I just felt bad about rejecting them. So I wanted to learn a little bit more about their situation. But one
Yeah, I don't
thing
think
led
so.
to another.
I feel like they have a very strained
Well,
relationship.
Here we are.
He really seemed to care about Furina a lot. And yeah, she could be really childish sometimes, but she never actively ordered him around. She just kind of gave all the Archon duties to him and went to do her own thing.
In the past, we sat in our high chairs
And back,
in the
welcome
court,
back.
giving our opinions on isolated cases, all while knowing very little about the human stories behind each and every one. Maybe it's because I finally become an ordinary person and gained my freedom, but I've developed a great sense of curiosity about their lives.
I am truly delighted to see you find a new lease on life. Now that you've regained some confidence, have you had any thoughts regarding a return to the stage?
Why would you suddenly ask a question like that?
Well, if the Little Oceanid turns out to be a great success, it will no
Do you know
doubt
how hard it
become
would
a
be to
classic.
cosplay Furina?
Many theater companies are certain to add it to their repertoire.
I'm just thinking about it,
The
like, dude,
experiences and decisions of the protagonist Cleo are all modeled after your
the
own.
fake lashes you'd have to
Naturally,
wear
this
would be
makes you
so
eminently
heavy.
suited to playing the leading role. It would truly be a shame if you did not take this opportunity to allow audiences to enjoy your outstanding
mention the
acting
Ahoge.
talents once
She
more.
has a giant Ahoge.
Haven't I already made myself clear? I won't act or perform in any role ever again. No exceptions. Nor do I think it is any great
It would take
shame.
so much eyeliner
There is
and
no lack
mascara
of
to get
fine
those clumped
actors or
into her little like
inspirational
crown
stories,
shapes too
either
on her
on
eye.
or
Why am
off
I
the
thinking
stage.
about this?
This experience is a case in point. I feel like I've learned a lot,
Uh.
and it's already been well worth the price of admission.
Do you ever just have the most random intrusive
admit,
thoughts
though, I'm
that
a little
like takes you on a
envious.
complete different
They're
tangent?
quite fortunate to be able to bid farewell to their past in such a magnificent manner.
A hoagie? Like the same? No, a hoge. It's like a calic that anime characters have on top of their head. It's supposed to show that they're quirky.
I see. Well, I'm glad to learn that you have found a role to play that you enjoy, be it on the stage or not. I sincerely
It's that
hope
one
the show
strand
will
on top
serve as
of
the
a
grandest
character's
of
head,
finales.
especially if they're an
I will have
important
my staff
character
book
that
the date and
defies
mail the relevant
gravity.
paperwork to the
Traveler
troupe once
has
the
one
details
too.
are confirmed.
Thanks, Nervalak.
You are very welcome.
I love you. Okay. Let us go. My hair does that a lot too. The cowlick thing, yeah. Do, 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 do. Oh, sweet! Another chest. Well, it only gave me 2 primos, but hey. Still nice. Dude, imagine opening the door and see Raiden just hanging off of it. Oh my god.
Good news, everyone. It's done. The Opera Epiclese is booked.
Snap,
Thanks
snap.
to my eloquent and impassioned speech, Monsieur Neuvillette was moved to provide us with a fitting stage for this special performance. We've had to fight every step of the way for this opportunity, but we now have all of the ingredients necessary to stage a truly spectacular performance.
Have they even practiced yet?
A touching story, a magnificent venue.
Are we gonna have to go on like
and
tomorrow
last
and
but
they
not
haven't even
least,
practiced yet?
A passionate and dedicated cast.
Spider Raiden, Spider
Let's
Aiden
work
does
together
whatever a spider,
and make
spider
this show
does.
the best it can be.
Ugh.
This is truly wonderful.
Spider Pig,
The sooner we can
Spider
finalize
Pig
the ending,
does
the more time we'll
whatever
have to rehearse.
Spider-Man does.
Fiamma and I just went over some parts of the script and tweaked a few things. I think it's really going to resonate with the audience now.
Wow, you two had a constructive conversation? That's great!
Communication is vital to any good performance.
Why are you nodding? You guys were trying to murder each
Look
other
at us.
5 minutes ago.
We've come so far. I never could have pictured this scene a few days ago.
It's amazing. Even though Furina's still being a bit of a drama queen about it all, she's really fired everyone up.
No, she's not being a drama queen.
Please feel free to give us any comments or suggestions
Not
you have.
compared to how she
We
usually
really value
is.
your input.
Hey, Loic, get over here. Time to practice the opening number.
Oh my god, they haven't even practiced yet. Oh my god. We're so screwed. Someone's gonna fall flat on their face.
accursed Cleo. She stole the waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her crimes.
This has nothing to do with her. The ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame. How can we hope to win back the water's favor if we don't change our ways?
This guy could be useful. Take him hostage. If Cleo wants him back, she'll have to show herself.
Leave this place, oh little Oceanid, and never, ever look back!
You called the woman you love Little Oceanid? That's a little cringe.
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their roles. I haven't seen such a fine performance in a long time. If only...
What should we do? It's almost time for her to take the stage!
Is Furina gonna go on?
Why? Why does it have to be now?
Hey, what's going on? You're due on stage any second now.
Yeah, it's straight off. Straight off cringe, no cap.
Oh no, not again. But why? What about your new meds? Did they stop working?
They've been getting less and less effective over time. I've had to keep increasing my dose.
What? I thought they cure it. So they were only managing your symptoms?
I figured whatever it took to get me through this final performance.
How could you do this to yourself? And after that lecture you gave me about not looking after my health.
I'm sorry. I've let everyone down.
You... This is a conversation for another time. How can the show go on without its star performer?
Furina.
Miss Furina, I'd like to make a request of you.
Say no
I mean,
more.
she's already dressed in all
If you're
blue
sick, you
anyway.
need to rest. Loic, your character has no more scenes, correct?
Oh, yeah. I think my scenes are all done. Although, I do have one more line. But I guess another guy in the troupe with a similar voice register could take it.
Please take Delphi back to her place to rest. I'll sing the finale.
Furina's gonna sing?
From the sublime to the ridiculous. After all that, everything's come full circle.
Thank you, Miss Furina. I'm so sorry to put you in this position after everything you said.
I already got spoiled that she's getting her vision during this quest. She's gonna get her vision while she's singing, isn't she?
Never mind. What's done is done. It's really my own fault for getting in too deep. No one likes regrets, myself included. Leave it to me. I've watched you rehearse so many times that I've learned Cleo's part by heart.
I do not doubt your acting skills, but please allow me to ask just one more question. What, in your opinion, is the reason Cleo shines so brightly?
Shine bright like a diamond.
It's her pure heart. Despite all the pain and loneliness she had to endure, she never once stopped believing in the beauty in this world.
Well said. I leave Director O'Reilly in your hands.
Furina! You can do it!
Is she here yet?
When will she get here?
She's not coming!
You're wrong. She's here.
Oh. It's in French. Oh my god, that's so cool. Oh, this is actually really pretty. Not just the singing, but the visuals.
But what about your wish?
My wish.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Holy crap, they went all out. I have goosebumps. Oh, wow. I'm looking up this song after this. Oh my gosh! I called it. Wait, what? Did she actually...
Is it just me? Or was that Lady Furina on the stage just now?
Oh no, really? I did call it, yeah. It was the biggest moment of the quest. Of course she got her vision then.
Now. And she just appears out of nowhere?
And now she has her vision. Okay. Alright.
Gotta say though, her acting skills are as superb as ever.
The little Oceanid, Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
Wait, that's not her name. What's going on? I don't know. Maybe it's just a doppelganger.
I've spent a lot of time out of the spotlight, and they didn't use my name during the curtain call either. Hopefully, not too many people recognized me. It's too bad that I had to break the one clear rule I'd managed to make for myself, even if I had no choice. Still, I have to admit that, despite everything, it felt good to be back on the stage again.
I know she's trying to like find out who she is and everything and like stop pretending, but she generally liked to act and be on stage and sing and perform. I never really understood why she put the role in the first place, but okay.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Furina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on.
Oh, so it was Furina after all. She's back.
Honestly, what is he doing? He should have run that by me first.
I mean, she could make some good money as an actor.
Calm down, don't be mad. This was a group decision. We just didn't... After all, it's been the rule in Fontaine since ancient times that everyone's work, visible or invisible, is equally deserving of recognition.
Yes, I know the rule, but it should still be applied on a case-by-case basis.
It's no big deal. What's the worst that could happen?
At most, you might be asked to sign a few autographs or something later.
Oh, yeah? Well, since you think it's so easy, you can sign them for me.
This is a great chat and all, but can we talk about that crazy thing that happened during the show? It nearly gave Paimon a heart attack. Paimon flew over to where she was supposed to be and was about to drop the prop vision, and then suddenly, a real one popped out of thin air!
That...
Oh, wait!
I've got no idea what happened there either.
Her vision is
It
different.
worked pretty well, didn't it?
Dude, it's because Nouvellette is in charge of them now, right? That's why it has the claws. That's actually really cool. I like that.
Such a realistic prop.
Wait, what about Dolphy? I wonder how she's doing.
Oh, let's go check on her as soon as we finish clearing the stage.
Yes. Plus, she'll definitely want to hear how the end of the show went. If nothing else, we can safely say that we accomplished what we set out to do.
Does her actual model have the different vision? Oh wait, I'd probably have to go into her other form. I don't think you can see her vision in her basic. Oh, you can. Okay, never mind. I can't tell. Can you zoom in? Oh, it does! That's really cool. I like that. Oh, what? Like, did you not notice? Does Nouvellette even have a vision? That's something I never even thought of. No, he doesn't. I couldn't tell. I mean, I probably wouldn't have noticed if they didn't get that zoom in on it. And I probably only know... I was originally under the impression that the light and dark Numa and Illuma visions were different. So I like looked at them pretty closely a couple weeks ago. And I was trying to see if there was like a difference in the vision, like what gives them the positive and negative effects. But no, they're exactly the same, which is kind of boring. But yeah, I probably wouldn't have noticed the claws on it unless they gave us that zoom in. But that's actually like really cool. It kind of looks like a dragon's claw holding the vision, which of course makes sense. Who gave Furina her vision? Nouvellette? Yeah, Nouvellette. He's in charge. Remember? He's the Dragon Sovereign. The authority of the Archon was passed back to him.
You're back.
So, I don't think he's technically required. Although I'm not really sure how visions are handed out. Raiden said in her voice line that she wasn't responsible for who gets visions. But Nouvellette was in the audience, and Furina got a real vision with dragon claws on it, so... I think they probably can?
She's doing okay.
Unclear.
Her condition stabilized after taking some of her original medication. From experience, though, I'd say she still needs a few more days of rest.
He chose right at that time to give her a vision. I know.
How did the performance go? Was it a success? Did the...
You'll be glad to know it was fantastic! Also, you're not gonna believe what happened while Furina was on the stage!
She got an actual vision!
To read all about it in the Steambird first thing tomorrow morning!
That's wonderful.
Because Nouvellette likes to be cheeky like that.
I'm so sorry I failed to see it through to the end. I guess I was wrong to
I can't
try
really
and
say it was
tough
cheeky,
out
it was
to
more like
begin
he wanted
with.
to give Furina a big
Don't
epic
worry
moment.
about it. Like they told me after announcing my name during the curtain call, everyone's work deserves recognition. Even though you couldn't see it through to the final scene, the audience was very impressed by your performance. It's safe to say that you made your mark on this memorial show.
Well, one way or another, we did it. I've had bad luck ever since I was born, so I never expect things to go smoothly in life. I'm just happy to know that we went out on a high note. That's all that matters.
Blaming your bad luck again, are we? Maybe if you didn't push yourself past your limits so much, your illness wouldn't be flaring up all the time.
Oh, don't you start.
Illness.
I don't have the energy to argue with you right now.
It honestly just seems like she...
You two clearly care a lot about each other.
Romance music.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You mean we never stop arguing with each other?
Which honestly, perfect couple. That's like practicing for when you're an old married couple.
So, any plans for the next
Bickering
step?
keeps you young.
After the brilliant performance you put on, the reputation of your troupe is sure to spread through Fontaine.
Do you guys
like
have a
wildfire.
friend that no matter what you do together, you fight? But not like in like a mean or just like aggressive way, like you bicker. Like, does anyone have a friend like that? Like, I have friends like that, where like I love hanging out with them just so we can annoy the shit out of each other and fight and, you know, that kind of stuff.
You could capitalize on the rave reviews and
It's not
license out
actual
the little
fighting,
Oceania
but
to the bigger
I don't know,
theater
it's
troops out
fun.
there. That would
I don't
do
know why
wonders
it's
for your
fun, but it
financial
is.
situation.
No, we should still disband.
Yeah, it's what we all agreed to.
After all that's happened, I should give you guys some space.
Hey, don't just walk off!
I still want to keep performing, so I might join another troupe. After watching Miss Furina's performance, I think I'm starting to understand our director's infatuation with musicals.
I have no idea. I have friends, but most of my friends were female. Funny enough, that's
You should do it. It suits you.
the friends that I'm talking about
I'd
are
originally
female
hoped
too.
to keep performing too, but I don't know if my health...
Oh, so now you finally got your priorities in order. What about you, Miss Furina?
I have a friend that
Any
actually lives
future
right up the
plans?
road from me, and we hang out all the time. And no matter what, we bicker about something.
Well, frankly, I think
But
a
we, like,
return
always
to
hang
Obscurity
out.
is no longer an option. You rather seal
Always.
my fate there with
She's
your
great. I love her.
special thanks at the end of the show.
She watches my stream sometimes, so if she sees this, she'll know who I'm talking about.
It's quite all right. No need to apologize. What I meant to say is that this whole experience has shown me that perhaps I'm not as averse to a return
Is
to
her
the
vision
stage
silver?
as I previously imagined. Maybe Nervilette was right. Maybe Cleo is the right role for me. I still don't wish to pretend to be someone else, but
I thought they were gold
do
in
have a
Fontaine.
desire to express myself. So, yeah.
Or is it just the
There
lighting?
was once a time when I was an actress in a masquerade, seeking only to hide the truth. But from now on, I want to spend my time learning real stories about real people and how they touch the lives of others around them. I want to watch them blossom and wither, see them refined on the page, retold on the stage, and remember. I'm sure this is what captivated director O'Reilly as well.
Most of the time, my friends just nod at me when I say stuff.
Sounds like you're ready to stop running from your true calling. The more you get out into the world, the more you'll discover what a fascinating place it is.
Next time, I'll invite you to join me.
Then it's a deal. If a vision is a gift from the gods, then I should do my best to honor it.
Let's go, Furina! I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't my favorite quest. But I'm also not gonna say it was bad, because it wasn't. It was a good story.
And now that the gods have given me their blessing, it actually feels more like I'm finally able to take my fate in my own hands.
I don't think the gods gave you their blessing. I think 100% it was Nuvolet.
Is that how humans feel about it as well?
I 100% Nuvolet was just in the audience and was like, you know what? Let's spice things up a little bit. I don't think he has enough friendship, but food.
Delicious. An abundance of juices, and the ingredients have been... A fine effort indeed. Too dry. Ah, so it is your birthday. Happy birthday. I do not know if rain is in the forecast today, but let me see what I can do.
Guarantee you it's one of these two. I haven't been using him because this team isn't built yet. The Dendro Archon Electro. He has voice lines about the Archons? Oh my god, I'm so using him in my dailies from now on. Oh my god. I need to hear those voice lines. Okay. So that was Furina's quest. It was really good. I really liked it. It was a little boring in the beginning, not gonna lie, because, I mean, it was really just gathering a troop and all that stuff, but once we actually started to get towards the performance and the actual performance itself, it was really good. Why not just feed him in the teapot? Because, right, I do have him in my teapot. He is in my teapot. Right there. With the other Archons. What do you mean feed him? Can you still feed him after that event? To boost friendship? What do you mean feed him? I think I'm gonna put Furina, like, on the ground over here or something. Just so she's represented too. I can have 8 people in this teapot.
I've been waiting for the owner to show up. One cannot simply walk around
I thought you could feed people only during that one event.
The scenery here is pleasant. It makes one feel happy. But I've been meaning to ask, does it never rain here?
But we do have Inazuma Hot Springs here.
Oh, splendid. I've long heard tell of the hot springs in Inazuma, but did not expect that I would see them here. You are saying the water is just artificially heated? That's quite understandable. Even long ago I had heard that there are no natural hot springs in Inazuma either, and that their current facilities were imported and developed by their Treasury Department. The experience is not much different from that of an authentic, natural hot spring.
Okay. We ended up talking about hot springs. Did you guys get the event Wind Glider? I know it was like $10, but like look how pretty it is. It's way better than last year's little music note one.
This realm is truly beginning to thrive.
Grab that. Friendship level 2. They had new wood. Okay. I'm so excited for the freaking underwater realm style for Fontaine. I can't wait to make Atlantis. I've made making so many of these like pillars and stuff too. Of the bigger ones. I didn't even know there were smaller ones. And I'm trying to right now go through all of the Fontaine buildings, but man, they are expensive. So expensive to make. Is there really no sets for Fontaine yet? More Primas could be had? I don't think so. Not until the Realm Style comes out next patch. It's being added to the fountain next patch, so... Make some plates. I really don't like the red chairs. They do have Fontaine like buildings though. This tent's new. That's pretty. Need more silk. Sorry I'm getting distracted by my teapot. I go in here and I literally will get distracted for hours. Especially now that I've been exploring Fontaine and been getting all the green chests. I have so many new things to make. Cancel that. I did not mean to make that. Maybe we could do Firmament's quest next.
If you
I mean the event? I'm planning on doing the event, so... We have an hour. And a half. We have lots of time. I do want to check something, though. Ooh, I actually don't know what the Favonius weapons need, so one sec. I hope it's that. But I think it's the claws. Please load. I think it's the Boreas claws they need, so I don't actually think this is gonna be useful for anything, but if it is the tablets, then we can level up Jean's weapon. Because Furina stole Jean's weapon. Oh, thank God it is the tablets. Sweet. Let's do a random fun team.
Ta-da! Clee's here!
For justice. It's time to pull the trigger.
Don't know how good this team's gonna be, but I haven't used Klee in a while. And I love Klee. In this domain, I used to use Klee in this domain all the time, so... Full reaction Klee team, let's go. This is literally just my Hu Tao team except for with Glee.
Check this out. Quietly now.
I did not realize this was a water domain. I would have used Fischl. That really says something. It's been that long since I've been in this domain that I didn't even remember was in it.
Here's backup. Here comes the catch. Busted. Rain cutter.
Blazing delight!
Glee, I need you to like do something. Do more. Here, this is hyper carry Glee apparently.
Don't get too close. Gotcha. Supporting fire. Game's up. Fun's over.
Jumpy dumpty toe!
We're not gonna pay attention to this run because I had no idea that this was a Hydra domain. I really thought this was the cryo one.
Fire it up. Quietly now. Witness the power of Gugwa.
Blow them all up!
We are just gonna pretend that run did not happen. Pay no attention to the man behind the mirror. Or the curtain. I think it's the curtain. I tried to make a Wizard of Oz reference and failed. Alright. Let's switch the team up. Let's just go Ayaka. It's fast. Imagine to all the people that got their trees deleted from Kave. Their trees? Or do you mean their items? I thought Kave glitched people's items out of existence, not trees. You know, it's kind of sad. Ayaka has the potential to be like my strongest character, and I never used her. I ended up I ended up with both Shenhe and 2 of Ayaka's weapons when I pulled for Shenhe's weapon. So like Ayaka could nuke if I really wanted her to, but I hate Ayaka. I just haven't really built her.
This is order. Solidify.
Like she does good, but she's nowhere near as min-maxed as a lot of my other DPSs are. Oh my god. I hate bubbles! Die, Bubbles, die. Oh my god. Freaking Bubbles.
Feeble. Cryo incarnate. Transfiguration.
Embrace the ice! My apologies!
Boop, boop, doop, doop, doop. Kaves could delete trees too. Chests, teleporters, everything, and they can't be brought back. Seriously? So, fun fact about Kaveh, he was like one of my most wanted units. I got, what, C1 Kaveh, got him to 90, got him really good artifacts, never used him. Like, I built him, but I never used him because I wanted him on my Nilou team, and I don't have Nilou built yet. There's too many characters that I have that I want to build that I just haven't. And that's really awful, but it's true. Like, Rousley, literally, one of my favorite characters from Fontaine so far. I can't say my favorite because he's let, but he's not built yet. He's sitting at level 1.
Order guide you.
I'm dead serious. I believe you. Genshin has had some weird glitches over the years.
By ordinance divine.
Sakura swirl.
Imagine if your leyline trees have been deleted. Holy shit, no. No thanks. They patched it though, right? They wouldn't leave a glitch like that in the game. Then again, if you have Wonder, you can still get on top of the bank and leeway and just leave the map. So...
Allow me. Manifest.
And if you have like an older phone and device, you can still do the Nahida swing trick.
Embrace the ice. Take flight.
I hate flow waters.
Do your master's bidding.
No, evil bubble, leave me alone.
My apologies.
Alright, that's probably good enough. Maybe. Hopefully. I don't need it to be like perfect. I really want to get Jean's weapon to 90 so I don't have to worry about it. Because then I can just focus on ascending Furina and then I can just artifact grind. Because I actually have all the books for her new Bullet. I just don't have the money to actually level them. Here, because I think I have to combine them. I got mail. I'm not gonna do that on stream. Okay, I think I need the purples. Tablets. So let's go here. Cool. Got a free one. Huh. Maybe I didn't even need them. Jane, where are... Definitely past her. There's so many characters, holy shit. There you are. There we go. Go like that. Go like that. Thank God. Okay. I don't usually level weapons up to 90. I will ascend them, but I don't usually get... It just costs too much resources. The last ascension is really important, but you don't get much more stats for only 9 levels, so I don't usually bother with it. Unless they're a DPS. So, let's go Jean. Let's ascend it. And there we go. Because huge stat increase, but it won't do more than that. So, Jean's good. Like I said, for the team I'm trying to build for Furina, I really just got to get her ascended. So, let's go and do the event now, shall we? I'm assuming this is something for our teapot, and I kind of want that, so. I still have so much to do. You guys are gonna see so many puzzles that we pass if we're just like out in the wild in Fontaine. I fight the enemies. I rarely do the puzzles nowadays. Unless it's like a good chest.
These look pretty fresh. Did the water imp get someone again? Let's look around and see if we can find anything else. Wait! Did you hear something just now?
Sounds like a slime. Oh, never mind.
What is that? Don't come any closer!
Paimon?
Just Fermine.
Traveler?
Fermine?
I'm sorry. I forgot I was still wearing this.
You were diving, so it's okay.
Paimon, are you okay?
And that's the difference between free to play and pay to win. Even two primos. I'm not pay to win. I just pull for the character. I might swipe like $50 to get a character that I really, really like. It's just, you know, usually most of the characters because they have really good characters.
Thelxie, you say? How surprising.
Huh? You know that name too? Or do you know someone else who's
Pay to
trying
win is like
investigate the water in?
C6 in characters.
No, I think our situations are probably unrelated.
I can't talk. I have a C6 shell.
Sure, if that's in order. I know the name because of one of my employers. She noticed the clockwork penguins I brought to the workshop and contacted me through the shop's owner. She has commissioned me to make a special toy. Following her request, I've named the toy Thelxie.
Oh.
But isn't it a little creepy to name a toy after a water imp?
Yeah, but, she made a special request. But out of respect for her privacy, I can't really talk about it. It's alright, though. She'll be coming over to check on my progress shortly, and I'll just tell her that you're two of my trustworthy companions. Hearing that, she might be willing to share some information.
Huh. Even though you seem a little cold and reserved sometimes, you're still really considerate. Our target isn't necessarily the water imp, though. We're primarily here to investigate
What
the
banner was
disappearance of
Fermine
the
on?
fish.
Because I don't have him, because I didn't pull on that banner. They were rerun characters, but I can't remember who.
The fish?
Was it Child?
Ah, I think I may have connected the dots. These past few weeks, I've been taking Thelxie for underwater testing every day. The pressure testing makes a lot of noise. So, all that about the disappearing fish? Well, it was probably because of me.
So that's how it was? That actually makes a lot of sense. Wait, so
Just Fermine preparing for another day at work.
who walked into the...
Yes, I think that's quite likely as well.
So in the end, it was just Fermine. Paimon spent all this time imagining what a water imp from the fairy tales might look like, and it all turns out to be just a hoax.
I'm sorry. It sounds like I've created a lot of trouble for everyone else as well. Thank you.
Actually, how much work do you still have left, Fermine? Maybe we could lend you a hand.
Thanks for offering. But I can't trouble you any more than I already have.
Hey, it's no trouble at all. Didn't you just call us your trustworthy companions?
But don't you need to report back to your commissioner?
Nope, that's not how it works. See, Paimon's got these commissioner types all figured out, even though we were just tasked with finding out why the fish had gone missing. If we tell them now that it was all just a misunderstanding, you can bet they'd just immediately hand us another commission to help them get the fish back.
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly! So if we can help you finish up your work and get the fish back, that would save us an extra trip!
Is that what you'd like to do as well?
Yeah, I think Paimon's right.
Huh. Alright, I'll trust your judgment. Please follow me.
Fermine is one of those characters I really like, but I probably would never build, just because I really don't like his playstyle, but I would definitely put in my teapot.
I've stored Thelxie in the tent. He can respond to some simple verbal commands.
Look how cute!
You can try calling his name and see if he'll come over.
Whoa, sounds pretty advanced. Let Paimon give it a try. Hey, Thelxie, are you there? So that's Fermine's version of Thelxie. It's also penguin-shaped, just like Pear.
Dude likes penguins, leave him alone.
Yep. Had Thelxie lived in Penguin Town, he'd probably have become great friends with Pear.
Where's Penguin Town?
It's not really anywhere famous or important. Don't worry about it.
It's your imaginary place, oh my god!
Hey, Thelxie, nice to meet you.
Fermine more precious by the moment.
Hello?
So, can Thelxie talk?
I wanted to install a language output module, but due to time constraints, I had to give up on the idea.
Dude is in, like, short shorts, though.
As it stands, Thelxie can only output messages that were pre-written into its motherboard. I haven't given him the ability to convert
Short
those
shorts
messages
and combat
into
boots
discernible words.
is a look.
No need to get so technical. So basically, you want us to help you complete and install this language module, right?
Their scientific name for a penguin is called Tuxedo bird? Tuxedo bird?
No, there's no need. That wasn't one of my employer's requests. I have two other things I'd like your help with. The first is to do some integration testing on Thelxie's motherboard, to make sure he will be able to function properly in most situations.
That doesn't sound too hard.
The other shouldn't take too long either. You'll need to find Thelxie some colorful shells and coral, so I can craft a weapon for him.
A weapon? Will Thelxie have to fight?
Fighting robots?
Mm-hmm.
Is there
Thelxie
a
will
robot
need to be
ring
able to
somewhere?
charge forward with a weapon in hand.
What an imaginative employer. Naming Thelxie after a water imp, but wanting him to look like a prince?
This is totally going to be like an underground robot fighting ring, and Fermine is going to be crushed because he loves his little machines.
Well,
oh my god.
Regardless of his role or species, Thelxie's purpose is the same. Just like
he's going to have to watch his creation die or some shit.
To serve as somebody's companion.
Whoa, Thelxie just said something again! Could he understand what we were just talking about?
He can
I don't know
react to
Morse
certain
code,
key
so.
words, but unfortunately, due to the lack of a translation module, he still can't quite communicate with us.
That's a pity. But anyway, the most important thing right now is for us to get to work. Maybe
Sounds good. The motherboard is on my workbench, so please follow me. Ah, here we go. I have this testing manual, so feel free to reference it if you get stuck.
Looks like a chessboard.
Want to give it a try? Okay. Knowing you, I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out.
So it is a chessboard? Oh, I get it. Oh. That was a little confusing control-wise, but hey, got it.
You're doing well. Just as I expected.
we've taken on a lot of similar tasks before, you know.
Then let's move on to the underwater part. It's just as I mentioned earlier. We're after colorful shells and coral. Oh, speaking of which, you're both already pretty used to Fontaine's underwater environment, right?
More or less.
Okay, that's good. Just let me know if you ever feel uncomfortable.
Okay. So we're going for a swim. Oh, there's a Hydroculus around here somewhere. Sidebar. Real fast. Nice. It's a little otter laying on the dock. Oh, there's a lot of divers here. Huh.
Should be right over there. we'll be able to find something that'll help us with our search.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have the seal.
We call this thing an
echolocation thing.
conch. It can detect special reflection waves in the water to help us with all kinds of underwater exploration and excavation efforts. Here, try it. Did you notice any interesting places? The echoing conch should have detected some just now. Let's go check them out.
Okay. Oh, shit.
Alright, these should be enough. Let's head
Wait,
back to camp.
There's another.
Thank you for staying out here with me all this time.
Hydrooculus. Oh wait, what's that? I grabbed something. Man, Fontaine's so peaceful. I love swimming underwater in Fontaine. It's so great. I am not 100% sure I'd mind if Fontaine was all underwater. I know that's kind of a messed up thing to say, because, you know, everyone would have died, but, I mean, they could have gone the route of turning everyone to Oceanids. You just hang out with a million Oceanids. Just saying. Damn. No. I was stuck for a second there. Oh my god. Zeria Destri. Does she have vision? Kinda looks like she has vision instead of a brooch.
Ah, Fremine, you're back. I thought you might have been out diving.
Dude, I really want to see an NPC with a vision. That'd be so funny.
I'm sorry, Madame Destray. I must have kept you waiting. I can report, though, that the construction of Thelxie is going quite smoothly.
There's no rush. I'm your employer, not your supervisor. And these two are...
Oh, they're two of my trustworthy companions. They're here to help me work on Thelxie.
Yes, I see. I suppose it's only natural for someone responsible like you to have some reliable friends.
We already saw an NPC with a vision in Sumeru. Who?
Are you Fremine's employer?
Oh wait, we did! Right! Axe Lady! She got the dendro! Right!
Greetings, my new friends. Just call me Zuria. You are both so adorable. The sight of you reminds me of little fairy.
Oh, do you really think so?
Of course. If my child had friends like you, then perhaps he wouldn't have become so obsessed with the tales of water imps. And I wouldn't have had to trouble Fremine here with this commission.
Obsessed with the tales of water imps?
Ah, so you don't know anything about my request yet? I would have thought Fremine had explained it to you already.
Nah, we're just helping collecting shells.
It was a private matter, so he didn't want to just share it willy-nilly.
And there was memes
I see. So Monsieur Fremine
that
is
we
even
could
more
pull for
discreet than
her
I had
acts.
thought.
LOL.
Hmm.
Honestly, I was
As
really
you are
hoping they'd add
assisting
3
him with the
stars into the
project, I
game.
believe it'll be beneficial
So you
for
could
you
get
to learn more about its
a
vision and
million
history.
copies of just the same.
But it would be quite impolite of me to simply pile all of my
like
troubles
really
on you
weaker
without your
characters.
permission. So,
They would look like
would you
NPCs,
like
and
to
you could
listen
pull
to
for
my
all like the
story?
side characters you met on your
Sure,
journeys
you
and
can tell
stuff.
us anything. You've already said nice things about us, so we'll try our best to help you get through your troubles.
Summon for 3-star Tepe with a zombie tag.
Ah, what a lovely little fairy. Then let me think of a way to put my situation into words. I'm sure you're already familiar with the tale of the water imps, right? Simply put,
Summon for the
parents
kid
came
with
up
the
with a
Nahida
story,
outfit on.
painting water imps as scary abductors in an effort to convince their children to stay away from the water.
I mean, at least then we could get characters as
My
often
child
as we
is
get
rather
weapons.
special, however. While most other children are terrified of Thelxie, he's infatuated with him.
Infatuated? With a water imp? What a brave soul.
Yes. He told me that he thought the water imp might have just been misunderstood. In his mind, instead of singing to abduct children, the water imp actually sang out of a longing for companionship.
If they added a
result,
3-star
he
bracket
often goes near the water
and
in
they
secret.
rearranged the characters into 3, 4, and 5-star characters, what 4-star characters do you think would be bumped down to 3-star? I specifically think Amber, maybe Kaya, maybe Lisa. Kind of feel Infirmine just because she's like not great. Who else? Who's a really bad 4-star character? Dory kind of sucks. Dory would be a 3-star. Grandmas and someone just team up with grandmas. Dude, if Madame Ping was a playable character, I'd C6 her. I'd 100% C6 Madame Ping.
Water imp so it wouldn't be lonely any longer? What a unique way of thinking.
Speaking of Madame Ping though, aren't we supposed to get Cloud Retainer in like 2 patches? If she's anything playstyle wise like Fuhua, because that's who the character she's based off of, Azora Imperial Fuhua from Honkai Impact 3rd, she'll most likely be a fire support type character, kind of like Shenhe, but, you know, for fire. And if so, I'm probably going to pull for her.
Thank you, little Paimon.
That's what I heard, yeah.
He indeed has always stood out from the
want
crowd.
Cloud
He was
Retainer.
actually
She
diagnosed with
got some good
loneliness
fit.
syndrome when he was only 8 years old.
Her outfit's really nice.
It's a
Plus,
type of mental disorder.
Oh my god, the voice
Those
lines that
affected
we'd
by
have
it
for
often feel
Ganyu and
extremely
Shenhe would be
lonely and lose
hilarious.
interest in many mundane activities.
How much you want to bet her voice
The
lines
syndrome
would
is
be
probably what made him so determined
paragraphs.
to become friends with the water
Paragraphs when it came to Shenhe and Ganyu. Whole.
No. Is it a very serious disorder?
If you were to become afflicted with the disorder, Paimon, you would only be able to say less than a fraction of the words you're saying to the traveler now.
No! Paimon won't accept that! We would have to find a doctor to help cure Paimon. Paimon has a 2,000-word quota for daily conversations with the traveler, and she won't settle for a single word less!
Traveler just inches away from her now.
The family doctor has already begun to treat my son. But since the disorder is rare, there aren't many good regimens for treatment.
Huh? Uncontrollable what now?
Uncontrollable delusions. To put it simply, he can no longer differentiate between fantasy and reality, and spends all
Fair.
his time in his fantasy world.
Me too.
Then what is he seeing in his fantasy world?
It's a dream that he often mentioned to me when he was younger. I've compiled what I could understand of his recent rambling. It goes a bit like this.
I get why people said this was sad, but I honestly, he's an NPC. I don't really
Amazing.
care.
Your son came up with all of this?
92, honestly.
But perhaps no beautiful dream can ever last
Dude, reality
long.
sucks.
You see,
When I'm at work and doing
the
boring
story
stuff,
ended with a
like
twist.
just filing and running through shelves, my mind goes in a million different directions. It does not stay in my body. This is like super strange, but if you were like in the middle of doing something like on Genshin or something and you like really wanted to get back to it, I've like caught myself thinking, oh, what am I gonna do when I get home? What am I gonna do on Genshin when I get home? Let me do this. Let me do this. I could tweak this build. I could do this. Like,
Like this.
I get like really,
Fantasizing what caused your son to
especially when I'm
develop
at work
his
doing
loneliness
something really
syndrome?
boring. If I'm like enjoying a game like Honkai Star Rail or Genshin like a lot that day, or I was in the middle of doing something, I'll like catch myself thinking about it all day.
Well, it'd be more accurate to say that it was the syndrome that caused such terrible delusions to manifest. But in any case,
Heck yeah, why not
the
just
biggest problem is the
work
patient
something that's in
eventually
your fantasies,
loses
I know, right?
themselves to the fantasy world of their own creation.
My poor child can no longer differentiate between imagination and reality. He's begun to see himself as Thelxie.
Perhaps in his mind,
Is it
the
healthy to get
loneliness
him
he
a
felt
toy of Felxie
became
that
the
can talk
same as
then?
that of a prince who lost everything he ever loved or stood for.
What? So that's what you meant by uncontrollable delusions. Then we have to help him snap out of it.
Alas, most of the time he acts as if he can no longer sense or interact with the real world at all. I've had several discussions with the doctor, and we think it is best to try to guide his fantasy.
Wait, couldn't we just get Nahida? Couldn't this whole problem be solved if we just got Nahida?
He once wanted
She could
to
like
make a
jump
picture
into his
book
head
of
a
his
little bit,
imaginary
and
world.
I mean, we did that with that one
But
quest
since the disorder progressed too
with
quickly,
Yomiya.
he never quite got past the first page of the book. If we could use this book as a breakthrough for his condition. Here, you can take a look.
So
Can't we
Zuri's
just get
son
Nahida?
also saw
Exactly, is what I
Felxie as a
just
penguin.
said.
Oh, he looks so sad.
What we should do now is help him complete this picture book.
Dang it, so we had the
However,
same
we'll
thought.
lead the story
at
to
the
a
same
different
time.
One where the water imprints. We'll need to chase away
Oh,
his
that was really
loneliness and
funny.
sorrow, and let him perceive a
We
world
read each
full of
other's
hope
minds for a
again.
second.
That's what I mean by guiding his fantasy.
But if we just need to finish the picture book, why does Fremine need to make a Felxie as well?
Because we need to treat the book's story seriously, as if it's a history of things that have really happened. We'll need to go on a journey like Thelxie, and help him regain his crown and country. But my child can no longer go on a journey of his own. This is why I commissioned
Just like
Fremine here
Nahida?
to craft
LOL,
a
yeah.
Thelxie, and then I'll paint the journey with this Thelxie into the picture book.
Ah, like a stand-in for your son! Paimon's starting to get it now. Oh, you really put a lot of thought into this, Zuria. Paimon still has one question, though. Where will we be able to find a Water Imp Kingdom?
There are some ruins on the seabed of the Salacia Plains. I've already asked Fremine to research them for me. We'll be able to use one of the ruins as the kingdom.
Oh, so we'll just need to act out a performance of, a brave journey through the Kingdom of Water Imps. As long as we chase away the monsters in the ruins, it'll count as chasing away the monsters in the Water Imp Kingdom, right?
Sadly, no. We won't just be putting on a performance. It's just as Zuri
We're gonna
said.
beat up a child.
We need to take this seriously. And the only way we can take this seriously is if we choose to believe everything that's happening is real.
So we'll be playing it straight, or...
So we play the enemies and we beat up the child.
Fully immersive experience?
It's all right. There's no need to get that serious. It's not a big deal. I believe in my son. We can just see this as him wanting to stay asleep for a bit longer, because he's so enamored with his dream.
So I was actually watching, I was kidding about the beat child thing, but this is a funny story. So I was actually watching, one of my friends, she's also a VTuber, she streams sometimes. Zipsy. She's really great. You should check her out. Um, it was really funny because like this one time she was doing the stream and it was a Honkai Star Rail stream, and in this event you had to beat up a possessed child. So we had a very long conversation on stream about her beating up this child because this quest went on for a very long time. So I may have made her chat call her Zipsy a child beater a couple times, which was, you know, funny.
Keep your spirits up, everyone. If we were to look troubled, my son is sure to become anxious as well. We temporarily moved to a place on the hill over there, so my son will have a better spot to convalesce. It's not far from the water, and there's also a great view.
Understood. There's also one last thing. Since these two friends were able to help me out, I've made some more progress on Thelxie.
That's great news. I must thank you all. All right, everyone.
Are we just gonna have the machine beat up a bunch of hilly trolls then? Is that what's gonna happen?
Let's discuss that over by the tent.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm most likely gonna end up making fun of this event a lot. Just because they're trying to get me to care about an NPC I've never met before. It's just not really gonna happen for me. Like, hell, the only NPC I can really remember the name of is Tepe, and we've spent hours and hours and hours with him, and then he died.
What is it for?
If you don't mind me asking, I would like the two of you to mentally prepare yourselves. This is the first time that you've met anyone with the syndrome, right? I know you two are both really strong and will do everything you can to help the child. But with the syndrome being the way it is, if things don't quite turn out as we wish, I hope you'll be able to accept the outcome and not put too much blame on yourselves.
Freminate, why do you bring this up all of a sudden? Didn't we just promise Zuria that we'll be optimistic about everything working?
It's not that I'm not optimistic. It's just...
You know this illness really well?
Ah, so that's why you looked like you knew exactly what she was talking about.
No. Please don't misunderstand. I've never had it. I've just seen many cases of it at the House of the Hearth, back when we lived under the previous director.
Okay.
They say there are many factors surrounding the development of this illness. I've heard
said he was touched with this quest.
Factors and one state of mind,
I mean, I probably will get upset if like this kid dies or something, but like
some even say it could
right
be
now
we
haven't even met him, and I don't know, nothing really is happening.
And from the cases I've seen, there weren't many positive outcomes.
What? It can get that serious? And here Paimon thought they'd just stop talking as much.
Yeah, that's just the nature of it. So if you'll find it difficult,
but also at the same time,
the
Genshin keeps increasing its stakes over and over and over again.
I don't want you to help only to feel like you failed.
Click the source button. So like the stakes and the quests keep getting more and more epic and crazy and, you know, all that stuff. It's hard to care about random events sometimes.
Yeah, that's right. Paimon's seen all of those things too. No matter how hard it might get, we won't be scared.
Really?
So unless we like cut to the chase and actually
Then in
start
that
getting
case,
to the point of this
let's
quest,
see this.
Yeah!
I'm probably
But
gonna
another
zone
question.
out.
If this illness can really be as bad as you've described, then do you really think Zuria's method will be able to help? After all, we'll just be using a toy as Thelxie and some ruins as the Kingdom of Water Imps. The whole...
Well, I think it should be able to do something. But if we can help him regain control and escape...
Oh, Paimon sees what you're saying now. Huh. How do you understand all of this so well, Fremine?
I zoned out when I did it myself, yeah.
Well, maybe...
What Penguin Town? Why doesn't Paimon remember? Is that also a fairy tale world? Don't leave Paimon in the dark!
Maybe he did have the disorder and he didn't want to admit
Hey,
it.
why did you put that on?
It's just one of my personal quirks. Anyway, Penguin Town is a
Penguin
peaceful
Town?
place with lots of penguin residents. They're all really good at making clockwork toys. And Pear is the town's triumphant hero, as well as the one who quietly protects the whole place.
So, he basically imagined Santa's workshop, but with penguins.
Pear? But didn't you make Pear yourself?
Well, I often think that Pear only came to me because he realized how much I needed him. So it's not so much that I made Pear, as Pear chose me as his friend.
Fremine, are you sure you're not losing control of your fantasies as well?
No, I don't think so. I can still differentiate between fantasy and reality. I just believe that the fairy tale world of my dreams must also exist somewhere.
Aww.
It might just be hidden, which is why it's difficult to see. Or it will only reveal itself.
I mean,
at
this quest is
very
making me
specific
like
times.
Fermine a lot more.
Specific times? Like when you put on your diving helmet?
Yeah. That's the general idea of it.
Really? Paimon just said that because you put on your helmet.
Have you ever observed the surface world from underwater? It's as if you're viewing a whole different world from
Well,
the
I
outside.
wish people could differentiate
It's a
between
very
offline and online.
surreal
Eh.
feeling. Both alienating,
People are crazy.
but also as if you're being... I have a similar feeling
Especially
when I put
online,
on my
where they
diving
can get
helmet.
away with anything.
In those moments, it's possible to see some truly wondrous things, as if a fairy tale has become reality. It's almost like a sort of miracle.
Really? Like a miracle?
Now I want to try on your helmet too.
Well, if that's in order.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, don't you still need time to work on Thelxie's weapon? We don't want to...
Right. I still have to collect some tools I'll need to craft the weapon. I've got to finish everything. Thanks for all of your help. I'll be off for now. Let's meet up here again in 2 days.
Alright, part 1 complete. And I think that's probably all we're going to do for this quest today. Because I want to do the events, the actual mini games and stuff. Very pretty art though. I love when they give art to the events like this. Like, oh my gosh. Go to challenge, because we only have a half hour left, so let's just do the mini games. Okay. How do I... Is there a way to, Oh, so it just, okay. I wasn't 100% sure what the two different ones would do. Okay. You can only do two? Lame. There we go. I get it now. When you press the button, it moves. Got it. Oh, okay. Never mind. That was incredibly easy. Okay. So they have to start from here. This is the problem. How do I go around this? I guess I could do that. I mean, I guess that works. Don't necessarily know if that was the right way to do it, but... Alright, next challenge. I have to stall. There you go. Alright, I just had to stall that one out. That's no big deal. Alright. That would go to there. Okay. Guess have to go at different times. No! Oh my god. Wrapped that one around itself, didn't I? Okay. Not long enough, but close. So delete, delete. There. Cool, did it. All right. I'm assuming you have to go here. And you're gonna have to... go there? Maybe? No? That's not right. Alright, so... if you come down, that wouldn't work. No, it would, because you press the... you'd both go through here. You'd both go onto the same line. So you would have to go first. You would have to stall. There we go. Not super complicated once I figured it out. Is that it? There's 3 acts. Claim. 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 I'm assuming the penguins are what you need to claim Verminae. I like the puzzles. It was very different. How many do I need for Verminae? Oh, only 80? I'm already like halfway there. Need 100 for the actual prize. Right. So go to challenge. Navigate. Teleport over here. Switch to Shenhe because of being underwater. Being underwater with Ayaka is uncomfy. If you know, you know. I don't need to see Ayaka's diaper every 2 seconds. No thanks. Is that it? Apparently not. Alright, and the last one... No, wouldn't be the last one because that was the first one. So go to challenge. Over there. Forgot the tutorial wasn't actually one. Come on. Ugh, I hate killing the seals. I genuinely hate it. I don't know why they make me. That's so rude. Before last update, I don't think I've ever killed a seal. Like, throughout all of Fontaine, because they don't attack you. But then in the last couple events, they make you fight them. Like, what the hell? His nail biting viewers, please just sub to Soul if you haven't. You just want the reaction stream so bad. Like I said, I got my camera today so I can start making videos again, and that's why it's taken so long to get from 300 to 400. It's because I haven't been making videos. I haven't made a video in a couple months. I didn't have a camera to do it. Now that I have my camera again, I'm going to set it up after the stream, and I'm going to try and catch up on all those videos that I've been sitting on for a really long time, like the Zenless Zone Zero reactions. And can finally get back to actually making videos again. It's going to be great. Should be amazing for you too, yeah. They're gonna make me kill another seal. God damn it. And I had to because it was actually one. Ugh. annoying. Alright, well, that's the event. Confirm, let's claim that. Ooh, let me just look. I don't think I'm gonna wish on anything, but 900 primos isn't bad. 4 stars aren't worth pulling. Have Ayato, I have Jade Cutter, so he's not worth pulling. I do kind of want Kiara though, just because I don't have her. Ayato's C1 isn't great. If I were to, here's the thing, I lost the 50-50 last time, so I don't want to pull it all. I want to save for Navia, because I'm guaranteed a Navia, as long as I don't pull. So, even though I want Kiara, I'm just gonna try and stay strong, which we'll see if that actually happens. But yeah, we only have 10 minutes until the stream would have ended anyway, so I think this is a good place to wrap up. In the next Genshin stream, we'll be finishing the event. I'm going to be doing it sometime next week, probably Tuesday. Sorry, I don't even think I mentioned this, but sorry I missed our Persona stream this week. I completely just slept in that day, and then the next day with Genshin, I actually got my cast off for my finger. I didn't even realize it was that day, which was yesterday, by the way. So that's great. So yeah, unfortunately we are going to be missing our Kingdom Hearts stream this week, but like I said, that's just because I wasn't high enough level. I grinded and grinded and grinded and it couldn't happen. It just didn't happen. I'm only level 82 and I want to be 99 before we do some of these bosses, because they're considered some of the hardest in the Kingdom Hearts franchise, and you know what happened with Lingering Well. It was hours. But anyway guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Furina's quest is great. I'm enjoying the event so far. The puzzles and side games are good. So yeah, we're going to be playing Persona 5 Tactica tomorrow. And I will try and stream a little bit earlier because we missed our original stream. So maybe we'll start around 6 tomorrow instead of 7:30.
Every person has somewhere to call home
I'm not saying that for sure. But if we stream an hour early, it's because we missed the original stream. So anyway guys, thank you for stopping by. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.